Hello, welcome back to the water, and my name's Beast. Hold on. I almost forgot to set up the sign I have outside to tell people that I'm recording. I mean, they'll probably hear it, but still, you know, better safe than sorry. Anyways, hello, welcome back to Wadan. My name's Beast, and today we're back with a Scaffold of Stars. I do believe this is going to be the finale for Orihime-Route. Probably. Anyways, I have news. Big news. Those news being, there have been news, like there have been updates from good old Sekai Project. I'll just go ahead and read you all this. There we go. Sekai Project announces new games and gives updates at Kurotsuki-Con. During a panel at Kurotsuki-Con, publisher Sekai Project CEO Chris Ling had a few interesting announcements to share. We learned that the localization of Harumade Kururu by Sumiko Soft is nearly finished, and a build for QA should be coming soon. Steam release should come in 2020. Love Sweet Garnish 2 by Canvas and Garden should be released in 2020 in English, with a release in Chinese coming first in Q3. Sekai Project is also confident about managing the release of the Ditzy Demons Are in Love With Me fan disc in 2020! And that's the important bit, for me, at least. Which opens up the question. After I'm done with A Skyfall of Stars, should I move on to Furiraba Friend to Lover? Or should I move on to the whole plan because I was planning on redoing my playthrough of The City is in Love With Me, since first off, the quality wasn't too good. Second off, there is actually one part missing in the Orihime-Route, so it feels right to do it. And it's been so long, I feel like my reactions to the different gags would be relatively fresh. So yeah, I believe that should be the case. Like, sure, I'm gonna know about like the big plot twists, but I feel like my reactions should still be relatively fresh. Yeah. So yeah. What I could also try is just like record myself streaming it to the Discord server. So you basically have some co-hosts. I will carefully choose which co-hosts those are, though, since there's some people I would prefer not to be in there when I'm playing that. Because turns out there's quite a few assholes in the server. Anyways, so yeah, just go ahead and put in the description what you would like. It's just me actually like releasing basically a revamped version of the Ditzy Demons Are in Love With Me playlist, or me just moving on to Furiraba first and then doing it. Because I will do it. Like, I also plan on doing the same thing for Wagamama High Spec. Like, the thing is, I want to do this for Wagamama High Spec and for the Ditzy Demons Are in Love With Me. Mainly because the Ditzy Demons Are in Love With Me, I just really enjoyed it, first off. And second off, there's an episode missing that I would need to re-record, since I can't download it again because YouTube just fucking deleted it. And instead of going, hey, here, this video, censor it. No, it just straight up deletes it without giving me the option to download it again and then censor it and re-upload it. Just didn't give that option. And for Wagamama High Spec, it's because I was using this microphone when recording it, and I'm somewhat too stupid to set it up, so the quality is worse than this one. So, yeah. I really need to look into actually getting this thing set up, because the quality, if I could set it up, would be leagues better than this. Like, you can hear in the mic that it has the potential to have a better quality than this. The problem is just that I'm too stupid to set it up, so it has a worse quality than this. But anyways, that's the idea behind this, and let's just move on. Actually, I forgot. Roulette time. On the left-hand side, we have good old Crow waiting outside the train for Rei, and on the right-hand side, we have Crow. Again, near the end of her route, before the ending credits, with a hand to her cheek. I'm not gonna say any more, just watch the Chrono Clock videos if you want to find out what that is. I cried. However, back then I didn't have the webcam, which I'm very happy about. I don't like people watching me cry. Like, I really don't like crying overall. Because usually it is very rare for me to cry over something emotional like that. Like when I usually cry is because of stress. Like, if I have a stress overload, that is the only way for me to cry. That is like the most likely way for me to cry. Either that or just get me so pissed off that I start crying. Which is an actual problem I used to have. Like, if I got too angry, I started crying. And that was literally the worst fucking thing that could happen. My big brother, for a certain amount of time, got scared of me whenever I started crying. Because I kind of beat the shit out of him once when I was crying. Like, I just turned. It's like I turned into a Hulk, but Hulk is crying. If that makes sense. Anyways, so yeah, let's just move on. It was the day after the event. In a state of distress, I was holding my head in my hands. Venus! I got the achievement Venus. Also, we're apparently Orihime. Watch 40% of the cutscenes. So we're almost halfway done with this game. And why does this only have 60.7% of players? Why do only those have this? A terrible voice that I didn't recognize as my own was gushing out of me. Enough! It was driving me crazy. No, I was already crazy.
さっきから一体何なのですか?
Honoka lowered her head with a shocked look.
私、死んだ方がいいんですわ。
Ayachi? Just
そんな
kidding.
ことはないと思いますけど。
Even Honoka was normally calm and reliable, seemed vexed.
告白したんですよね。まさかできなかったなんてことはありませんよね。
This thing is almost empty. Yep, there's nothing coming out anymore. Oh well.
それは図星でしたか。走ってきたから嫌な予感はしていました。
After that, I ran up to Honoka as she walked. She had good instincts, so she didn't ask yesterday, and we just parted ways.
私もきちんと返事しようと思っていたのよ。でも途中からすごく恥ずかしくなってしまって。恥ずかしくなってしまって？キスをして逃げてしまいました。はい？
Like, I was just like, what?
まさか告白の返事から何から全部すっ飛ばしていきなりキスしたんですか?
I nodded to Honoka's surprise.
そのまま逃げてきたと。
I nodded again.
そ それじゃ空見くんも驚きますよ。とっても驚いていましたわ。この後どうするつもりなんですか？それがわからないからこうしてるのよ。
Put my head in my hands again. Eventually I got sick of my own whining voice. But each time I thought of my situation, I was so embarrassed I wanted to die.
アルテミスだなんて調子に乗るからこうなるんです。あなたも彼の書いた脚本を読んだでしょ？明らかにそんな風に書いているじゃない。元会長のこと、まるで女神みたいに思ってますよね。それ自体はね、恥ずかしいけれど嬉しかったのよ。だからちょっぴりサービスしてあげようと思って。でもいきなりキスはやりすぎです。そんなの吉岡に言われなくてもわかってるわよ。
I could tell from Honoka's face that she didn't know what to say to me. She was right, I felt the same.
空見くんに気持ちは伝わったんでしょうか？わかりませんわ。いきなり唇を奪われただけではさすがに意味不明でしょうしね。唇じゃありません。頬です。ならなおさらです。やるなら唇にすればまだよかったのに。
Like Honoka just God fucking damn it. If you gotta do it, at least do it properly. It's gonna be the fucking even more confused now. Like my god.
やり直ししないとダメかしら。
Also, I've recently rewatched the entirety of Azumi's route for Majikoi A1 and wow. Near the end, the little setup they did. How the fuck did I not notice it? I don't want to spoil it, just watch it, but you'll know what I mean. Actually, I feel the need to say this, so just like mute for like, let's say 20 seconds. Like, she was, like, I thought she was the bride, like, the bridesmaid. But it was actually the maid. I mean, sure, she was gotta be a bride, but, you know, the way, the joke didn't come out quite correctly this time. Also, there's one point at, he finds a porn mag, called, what was it? The Hegemon is under the is like the Hegemon is something like basically under the control of the evil tactician. And I did the rap before I did like the entirety of Majikoi S, so I didn't get the comedy behind that as well as the foreshadowing. Anyways,
知りません。勝手にしてください。
Looking annoyed, Honoka took out her smartphone and started tapping at it.
吉岡？
Yo, Octo, come over!
ここに空見くんを呼びますね。ちょっと待って。まだ心の準備が。もう遅いです。メッセージ送ってしまいましたから。
What should I do? It was too late. No one cared about the whole goddess in disguise act.
いい加減にしてください。あなたは十分すぎるほど女神だと思いますよ。もちろん見た目だけじゃなく中身もです。本当に？ちょっとくらい俗っぽくっても逆に親しみが湧きますし。俗っぽい？こたつの剣とか割とドン引きです。
I can't believe people thought that of me! What was so mean to me? Good timing, buddy. After everything, I hadn't been able to sleep. I think I am a zombie. I bet I look like a zombie too. Takichi came to search the room for food. Go buy some if you want. There's a ton in the store. It didn't look like it was giving up. There wasn't much food here since I had moved my living space. Did you check the expiration date?
2年くらい過ぎてた。
It seemed that even he couldn't eat it. But he mustn't have been able to let it go. He kept checking the nutrition information over and over.
つまんねえ部屋になったよな、ここは。
Then you can just leave. Honestly, I wanted to be
バ
alone.
カなこと言うな。ゾンビを放っておけるか。
You don't know
わ
anything.
かるよ。俺も一時期ゾンビみたいになってたからな。
Oh, he thinks he was rejected! He started talking nostalgically.
栄光の姫さんだろ。あの後告って見事玉砕したってオチか。
No.
じゃあ誰だよ。天の川に行ったのか。
Sai has nothing to do with it.
じゃあ何なんだよ。もったいぶらずに言え。
Orihime, she kissed me.
は
Does this mean she wants to go out with me?
そんなん俺が知るかよ。知りたきゃ本人に確認しろ。
Right.
ふざけんな。お前が振られたと思って優しくしてやったのに。
You're a good guy, Take.
お前は悪いやつだよ。
Takichi stormed angrily out of my room. I was left alone. At that moment, a notification appeared on my phone. Huh? Oh! I sprinted out of the room. Takichi just sees him running past him. What the fuck? Hello, I'm Akta Sorami.
白鳥織姫ですわ。
Just outside the Meiko Astronomy Club, I met Orihime and she sat me down. For some reason, we introduced ourselves.
逃げていいかしら。ダメです。
This felt like some kind of arranged marriage meeting, or even like a sumo match. Honoka was the referee, as the referee was incredibly strict. So, she was normally so good-natured, so she must have been really
こ
annoyed.
のままですと周囲が迷惑なので、この際はっきりさせてください。
Okay.
わかりましたわ。では、スラミ君からどうぞ。
Me!
こういう時、男性からするものです。
Hold on. There we go.
吉岡が見ている前でそういうのはちょっと。では、5分時間を差し上げますね。
Honoka said this and left the room. But the two of us left alone in the room, we both seemed pretty uncomfortable.
昨日はごめんなさい。
She apologized right off the bat. No, I'm sorry, I just froze up.
こちらこそいきなり走って逃げたりして。
We looked at each other. The seconds that our eyes met, her face got redder and redder.
キス、嫌じゃなかったかしら。
Completely the opposite, I was happy.
じゃあ、
Let me say it again. I like you. Please go out with me. I finally said it to her face. I felt like it was thanks to Honoka's arrangements, but I didn't care. Regardless, I told her how I felt. I couldn't run, hide, or cover it up anymore. My God, why does my beard have to be so annoying right now?
はっきり言われると照れるわね。
Please endure that.
そうよね。あなたに好きと言われるのも今日でおしまいではないでしょうし。ということで、告白してくれてありがとう。喜んでお受けしたいと思います。つまりは、私もあなたのことが好きということよ。
She looked shy, but she said it. The truth of it made me so happy, I wanted to just start running. What do you mean?
織姫でいいわよ。
At this point, it's like, okay, he doesn't call her Shiratori anymore. He now calls her Orihime. But you know, the game, you doing this stupid name bullshit ruined it.
今から私たち恋人なのでしょ。
Yeah, I know. Say your name to you every day.
私もあなたのことアキトくんと呼ばせてもらいますわ。他に人がいるときはこれまで通り空見くんと呼ばせてもらうと思うけれど、
That's
あ
good.
なたはいつでも織姫でいいから試しに練習してみて。3、はい。
Orihime,
もう一回
Orihime,
もっと
Orihime, Orihime, Orihime. She gave me a huge smile when I called her name. Just that was thrilling.
まだ5分経ってませんがもう良さそうですね。よしおかこのまま盛り上がってキスでも始められたら困りますから。
I like how she just walks in like, okay, that's enough. Very heartfelt. Don't start making out, please. I won't know when to go back in.
そんなことしません。
Like, Aka just looks at her. We won't?
しないんですか？
She did it! She did it instead!
するかも？
She looked at me with puppy dog eyes. Really?
そういうのは場所をわきまえてください。私だって恥ずかしいんですから。
You're the one who initiated this! Even Honoka was getting shy. We didn't have anything else to talk about, so we took a break for
あ
tea.
りがとう、吉岡。いえ、私も喉が渇いていましたから。
I'd like some hot tea. The time passed lazily. We had sweet without tea, and I was finally able to relax.
お二人はこれからどうするつもりなんですか？どうするも何もお付き合いするつもりだけど、そういうことではなくて周囲に交際するのを伝えるのかどうかってことです。隠す必要ってあるのかしら？
Orihime didn't seem to see a problem. I don't think we need to hide it either. It's not anything
わか
bad.
りました。でも伝え方は少し考えた方がいいですよ。いろいろあると思いますので。では私はここで。
Just start making out during the next meeting. I know that will never happen. Anyways, Honoka left first out of consideration.
空見くんじゃなかった。アキトくんは自転車？アキトくんって恋人同士ですもの。名前で呼び合うのは当然でしょ？
Okay, now it makes more sense because earlier she said Akito instead of Aki. You're right, Orihime.
なんだか急に恋人同士っぽくなりましたね。
Possibly because they are.
いいでしょ？羨ましいです。
As they were talking happily, I rolled my bicycle over. Sorry, I have my bike today.
二人乗りはいけないのよね。
Probably best not to. I couldn't just put a princess from Mako Academy on the back of my bike like it was nothing.
残念ですが仕方ありませんわね。
Okay, I'm going.
さよならのキスはしてくれないの？
は？
ダメですよ、そういうのは。お父様はいつもお母様にしているのだけれど、それは夫婦だからです。恋人だって似たようなものなのに。
Orihime looked disappointed. So was I, of course. What the fuck was that? But other than Honoka, we had to be careful of our surroundings.
仕方ないわね。諦めるわ。それにまだ唇のキスはしてないもの。
Orihime gently touched her own lips. Yesterday, they touched my cheek. I wondered what it would be like on my lips.
もうそんなに見ないで。唇のキスは近いうちに必ずしますから。
I must have been looking at her greedily. Orihime hid her lips shyly. I'm looking forward to it. Ah, that's what it was.
待っていてちょうだい。
We were on the bus a few minutes after saying goodbye to Akito.
吉岡、やはり私はいけなかったかしら。
I asked Tomoka sitting next
い
to
け
me.
ないということはないと思いますよ。でも会長が何を気にされているのか私にもわかります。
Wait, 3? Honoka forgot to add former. I didn't feel like giving her a penalty.
空見くんに相談してみたらいかがですか？そうね。こういうのは早い方がいいと思います。わかっているわ。
I reached for the bus's stop button. I was going in the opposite direction than I should. Oh man, Champ! How's it going? What porn book do you want today? He stood motionless in front of the magazine shelf, looking for his prey. He was living on pension, but ate into his living expenses to buy porno magazines. As a man, I couldn't help but respect it. Old man Champ may find some porn magazines that are to his tastes. I watched him calmly from behind the register. Then a customer came in. Old man Champ scurried away from the magazines. Welcome to Stoppin' By?
こんばんは。
It was my girlfriend, who I just said goodbye to. What's up?
今日のうちにあなたと話し合っておくことがあったの。ごめんなさい。突然押しかけてしまって。
I managed to get Miss Miyaru to cover for me and brought Orihime to my room. Miyaru is probably very, very much fuming right now. Like, God fucking damn it! He's just flirting with his girlfriend in his room while I have to take care of the goddamn shop. Oh, yeah. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're my girlfriend, so you come
で
first.
も早乙女先輩にリア充しすべしって言われてしまったわ。
Don't mind her. She's just jealous. I wasn't worried about Miss Miharu, but I felt bad for Old Man Champ. I'd introduce him to some carefully chosen porno magazines another day. Anyway, what did you want to talk about? There was so much that I could think of. The rule for lovers was that it was most important to stay together. Maybe we could develop our own secret signals?
実はね、さやさんのことなのだけど、彼女にだけはきちんと報告したいと思ったの。どうかしら。
I gasped when I heard Saya's name. She helped me so much and had even earned the nickname Commuter Wife. Many people thought that Saya and I were together. More than anything, Hikari and Saya were old friends of mine, members of the Mikazuki Astronomy Club. Right, I want to tell Saya and
こ
Hikari.
れからお呼びしても平気かしら。
It's not too late, so it should be okay. I'll ask her now. I contacted Saya on a chat app. As soon as I sent the text, she replied. She'll be here
迎
soon.
えに行かなくても平気？
I know which role she'll take. Let's go. Sorry, Kotaro. I'll walk you later.
ごめんなさいね、小太郎さん。アキトさんを少々お借りしますわ。
Let's see if I'll feel horrible. We walked down the road to Saya's house. There was no one else but us. It was all quiet. I used to walk Saya home all the time.
二人乗りではなくて？
He walked and rode double, about half and half. I was talking to my girlfriend about Saya, my friend from childhood. It felt kind of awkward.
さやさんは怒るかしら？
Huh?
アックにふさわしくないって。アックにふさわしくないって。
That was actually a pretty good mimic. I don't think she'll say that. Saya already realized that I like you, Orihime.
そうだったの。こっちも似たようなものね。あなたに告白された後、吉岡に指摘されたわ。
I guess our faces are easy to read.
どうかしら？
She started to chuckle. Even this lonely village road was fun if I was with Orihime.
あっくー！こんばんは、白鳥さん。
Wait, there was something added at the end there. Hold on, not...
あっくー！こんばんは、白鳥さん。
Noticing Orihime, Saya composed
こん
herself.
ばんは、さやさん。
Sorry I called you out like this.
それは構わないんだけど。
What was that? Saya averted her eyes. A lot happened yesterday. We're dating now. Introducing my girlfriend to my old friend was kind of embarrassing.
そうなんだ。よかったね。アキトくん、白鳥さんのこと好きって言ってたもんね。恋が実ってよかったよかった。
Saya was smiling. I'm not. It was slightly awkward, but that couldn't be helped. I guess people felt lonely when their friends got girlfriends.
アキトくんのことよろしくお願いしますね。
Ah, yes, she's only feeling lonely because her friend got a girlfriend. Yeah, that's the only reason. It's totally not because, you know, she'd prefer to be in that spot.
私、お二人のこと応援してますから。
Saya smiled. She really didn't need to smile about it so much. But it was better not to say anything, so I kept my mouth shut.
さやさん、ね、私、いいんです。それ以上は言わなくていいですから。
Saya stopped Orihime. She had more to say, but swallowed her words.
わかったわ。ありがとう、さやさん。お礼を言うのはこっちの方です。それとあつ、もう差し入れはしてあげられないからね。これからは白鳥さんにお願いしなきゃダメだよ。これでもう私も通い妻ちゃん卒業だね。
Thanks for everything, Saya. I'll never forget the taste of your Odin.
そんなのとっとと忘れちゃいなよ。白鳥さんって彼女ができたんだから。
Saya smiled. She smiled until the end. I was full of emotions myself, but I somehow felt like I was hurting Saya. Even still, I accepted her smile.
ねえ、アキトくん。
After Saya left, we were looking at the stars.
繋いでもいいかしら。
I wanted to ask that too.
じゃあ。
Our heads gently joined, calming our wordless nervousness.
恋をするって簡単なことではないわね。
Sneeze. Just as many people broke up as people that stayed together. I wish Hikari had been here.
そうね。
If Hikari had been here, she could have supported Saya. I was sure that if the two had been together, they would have been able to vent their feelings to each other. She made a little
この
hop.
話はこれでおしまい。それでいいかしら。
You're right. The depressing mood stopped there. They needed a first step to mark the transition. We are together, so why don't we link arms?
いきなり調子に乗らないの。
I'm sorry.
調子に乗るのはせめて明日からにしましょう。
Okay, I'll bring my A game tomorrow.
期待しているわね。ではまた明日。
A bus bound for Hoshino Station arrived. I was reluctant, but it was time to say goodbye.
もうそんな顔しないの。
She surprised me with a kiss
今度
again.
は少し唇に近いところにしたから。
The corner of my lips, just an inch to the side, and her lips would have been on mine. That is not fair.
ごめんなさいね。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
Orihime disappeared onto the bus. The door closed, and she waved to me from inside. How crazy does she have to drive me before she's satisfied? I've been on the ropes since the night
い
before.
やー、青春だね。
But Miss Miyaru!
おーすん、一部始終を見せてもらったよ。
Who's running the store?
今客誰もいないし、こんな面白いものかぶりつきで見ないでどうするってのさ。
You are such a bad person.
まあまあいいじゃないの。それよりさ、一応言っとくわ。彼女ができておめでとう。大事にしてやんなさいよ。
And you, good luck on your job hunt, Miss Miyaru.
あんた、このタイミングでそういうこと言う？
I want you to find a job. That was honest.
そういうの、今はちょっと重いわ。
Miss Miyaru fluttered her hand and went back into the store. Wow, she didn't try to get me to take over the store. Back in my room, I told my other old friend the news. So, Komako, that's the news.
誰がコマコ姉さんよ。私の鞘を泣かせるなんて許せん。
So I made her cry then?
当たり前よ。
Mysterious office lady Komako Hikari Hikoboshi was offended through the screen.
でもまあ、よりにもよってあの人か。
Is there some problem?
さやに勝てそうな子なんてあの人くらいのもんでしょう。
Oh ho ho ho! Can't wait for next part when it's for next part when it's goddamn Corona. Who, honest to God, from the selection of characters up until now, I like the least.
美人だし育ちはいいし家はお金持ちだし、それにあの胸。やっぱりおっぱいで選んだんだろう。やい白状しろ。
It was a sudden flood of words. Hikari had quite a chest herself by that point. I don't think she had much room to talk.
ほら、なんとか言いなさい。
She does have a big chest. But you know, that's not her best feature, right, Hikari? Though boobs were important. Very important. But it's not what made me like her.
知ってるわよ。だからやばいってさやにも言ったのに。
What did you say?
アキトは絶対ああいうのがタイプだよって。かっこいいのよ、あの人。男ってそういうの好きでしょ？
Okay, I didn't deny it. I wouldn't have liked her so much if she was just cute. I was powerfully attracted to her by her eyes, focused firmly on her dreams.
まあいいわ。よろしくやんなさい。
Are you sure it's okay?
ダメって言ってもしょうがないでしょ。私がどうにかできることじゃないし。さやのことは任せなさい。こっちで何とかするから。
Thank you for your wisdom, master.
師匠言うな。さやの親友として言ってるんだから、今は光って呼びなさい。
Thank you, Hikari. You're a
わ
lifesaver.
かった。それじゃあまた。
My conversation with Hikari finished. I put my conversation with Hikari finished. I put my phone on top of the Kotatsu table, so I made her cry. She didn't show her tears at the time, but I was sure Saya had cried after that. I'm sorry. Even I wasn't sure if I was saying it to Saya or to Hikari. I just wanted to apologize.
なるほどな。結局付き合うことになったのか。
I ran into Takichi and he made me give him the full story.
天の川はどうすんだ？
I asked Hikari to help out for now.
そうか。まあそうなるよな。
Yeah. We knew that the boy would be no good in this situation. He went quiet for a moment. He must have been thinking about something.
まあ質問ってのはそんなことじゃない。白鳥さんと約束でもしてたのか？
He sat there looking out the window. No, we didn't have any
見
plans.
ろよ。すげえことになってんぞ。
I hurried over to look out the window. There was a crowd of people at the school gates. There were many Hoshino Daiichi students passing the gate on their way home. Each time they passed, they glanced
や
over.
はり名工学院の制服は目立つのかしら。
You can't even properly see it because of the mantle! There was an unbearable feeling of being out of place. But this too was a test. I had to get used to it.
かよい妻2号さん発見。こんにちは。ご機嫌うるわしゅう。うるわしゅうおい。いや、すごい言葉使うなーって。
Is that true? I thought those words came naturally when speaking politely.
それより2号さんは彼氏待ち？ええ、一緒に帰ろうと思いまして。呼んできてあげようか？天文部にいるんだよね。いえ、約束もしていませんでしたので。それに好きな人をこうして待つのもなかなか楽しいものですわよ。
I knew how Saya felt when she was called a commuter wife. The excitement of not knowing when he'd come could become
と
addictive.
ころで1号ちゃんの方は最近あんまり見かけないんだよね。あ 女でしたら、申し訳ありません。通い妻ちゃんを引退されましたわ。
どういうこと？通い妻ちゃん、引退ってマジ？
この度、私が彼と正式にお付き合いすることになったんです。なので、通い妻ちゃんのお役目は私に託されましたの。
それじゃあもう来てくれないの？なんだか寂しいな。
ごめんなさい。
People had gathered around us as we talked to see what was going on. What could I do? I wasn't fit to. What could I do? I wasn't fit to stand in for Saya. Orihime!
アキトくん？
Sorry to make you wait. Let's go. He pulled my hand and led me to the gate. I rushed Orihime away from Hoshino Daiichi. I heard people saying that this and that from behind, but we had made it away without it bothering us.
助けてくれたのですか？
I'm your boyfriend, Orihime. Of course I
あ
did.
りがとうございます。
Orihime seemed bothered too. I could see that she was relieved. Call me right away if that happens
呼
again.
ばなくても来てくれましたわ。
That doesn't mean I can always come.
助けてくれないんですの？
Her voice sweetly vague and her eyes looked up at me. I was able to make her voice so sweet like that. I'll help you, but I don't want you to be a spectacle, Orihime. That kind of thing repeated itself, she'd end up with another nickname.
先ほどのアキトくん、かっこよかったですわ。早くも惚れ直してしまいました。
Let our momentum carry us onto the bus. But after a while I realized something important. Crap, my bag. I had left it in the club room. Luckily my phone and wallet were in my pockets, so I wouldn't be too badly off.
戻りますか？
No, I'll have a friend bring it. I texted Takeichi. I told him I'd give him a stop and buy pork bun in exchange. By the way, Orihime. I said I'd go home with her, but we were headed in the wrong direction. I had gotten on the bus to Mikazuki Station without thinking. We were only getting farther away from Orihime's
お邪
house.
魔かしら。一応、差し入れも持ってきたのだけれど。
He said this and showed me a paper bag. What's inside?
内緒ですわ。
Bus arrived at Mikazuki Station before long.
こんにちは、小太郎さん。よーしよし。という感じでよかったかしら。
I was good. Orihime wasn't that used to dogs. Kotaro was wagging his tail happily at being petted by such a pretty girl. If you pet him too much, your coat will get covered in fur.
それは
Orihime froze up suddenly. It seemed it was already too late. I have a lint roller in my room. Let's go.
よろしくお願いしますわ。
Always ready, he says as he pulls the lint roll out of his pocket. Whoops, I took off her coat and rolled it for her. Turn on the kotatsu while you wait. I spread the coat on the tatami mats and removed the fur. Wait before you get on the kotatsu. Your uniform is covered in fur
わ
too.
かっていますわ。
Rima was very interested in the lint roller. Do you want to try?
私にも可能でしょうか。
You just have to roll it like this. I showed her how to use it. Rima leaned into me to watch. Her breast bounced right in front of my eyes. You're kinda close.
ごめんなさい。つい。
She hurriedly put distance between us at my comment. We became aware of each other at the worst time. There you
お
go.
借りしますわね。
I passed the lint roller to Orihime.
パラパラ。
She didn't have to say that every time, but it was cute, so I didn't say anything.
こんなに小太郎さんの毛がついていたのね。
This isn't bad at all. It gets everywhere when he's shedding.
ごっそりというと、どのくらい？
You could make it into a baseball.
まあ。
People who didn't own a Shiba couldn't understand. Even brushing him every day, every time there was a ball-sized clump of fur. It stopped when he was finished shedding, but there was always enough fur to stick on your clothes.
コロコロが毛でいっぱいになってしまいました。
That's actually a problem I had a black shirt on yesterday and the day before. And you could see when I had picked up the cat Because my entire front was just filled to the brim with white hair. Let me see it. You do this. I peeled the sticky tape away. I pulled it off at the perforation, balled it up, and threw it in the trash can.
お、すごいですわ。
You don't use these at your house, Orihime?
我が家では見たことありませんわ。
Her eyes were drawn to the new tape of the lint roller. True, it had been fun to peel it off the first time I used it. I'd cleaned everything with it for a while.
もっとコロコロします。
If you do it too much, you'll pull the material off your coat, so be careful.
わかっていますわ。
She really was a worry. It seemed like she had already rolled a little material off.
このくらいにして差し上げますわ。
She haughtily announced that she was finished. Okay, next for on your uniform.
寒いので速やかに終わらせましょう。
Orihime must have wanted to get under the kotatsu right away. She started rolling her own skirt. Must have been easier than her coat. It was clean right away.
前はこれでよろしいかと。後ろはついていませんわよね。
Her front was where Kotaro touched her. She shouldn't have any fur on her butt. At least that's what I thought. There's a little on your back.
本当ですか？
She started hurriedly rolling the back of her
取
skirt.
れましたか？
No, not yet.
では、恥ずかしいですけれど、お願いしますわ。
Orihime, blushing bright red, passed me the lint roller. Really?
直接触れられるわけではありませんから。
It shouldn't have been anything to be ashamed of, but Orihime was treating it like it was something really embarrassing. She must have decided that when she asked me. Okay, don't move. Ass rolling time! I slowly pushed the lint roller against Orihime's behind. Does it tickle?
少し。
I moved the lint roller, careful not to push too hard. Moved it along the line of Orihime's hips. I wasn't touching it directly, but I could definitely see the line of her body. I couldn't normally see the shape of her body so well, and I ended up staring. I finished.
ありがとうございました。
I'm sorry, that was embarrassing for you. Didn't have to apologize, but I couldn't help it. With all of Kotaro's fur finally removed, we got under the kotatsu.
あ
She has her tits on the table right now, doesn't she?
ー、このぬくもり、愛しいですわ。
This is quite a CG. Orihime must have been really cold before, because under the kotatsu she seemed so happy and relaxed. With both her hands under the kotatsu, she leaned her body onto the top board. Don't be polite, stretch your legs out.
最初から遠慮などしていませんわ。
Maybe because it was just two of us, she was totally relaxed. As for me, though, not so much.
極楽ですわ。
Those are some nice titties. Certainly looked like paradise to me. Her bulging chest was resting casually on top of the kotatsu in front of me. It vaguely reminded me of the time Korona had them resting on her head. Orihime was already leaning so far forward that her face was almost on top of them.
どうかしまして？
Nothing. I tried casually to act as if I hadn't noticed. But before me, those two soft fruits seemed to suck in my gaze. I was in anguish. Oh, right! The foes! You brought some, didn't you?
うっかりこたつの魔力に飲み込まれるところでした。
She put the paper of that bag she forgot about on top of the
メロンパから
kotatsu.
聞いたんです。こたつに必須のアイテムがあると。
Tangerines.
じゃじゃーん！おみかんですわ。
It's not fucking oranges! There were a bunch of oranges in the bag. No, it's fucking tangerines!
果物店で購入しましたの。店主の方も甘いおみかんだと太鼓判を押してくださいましたわ。
Hold on. Over here we have Japanese. I don't need this. Tangerines.
みかん
Now we do oranges.
オレンジ
Do you hear the difference?
みかんオレンジみかんオレンジ
Tangerines kick ass. I actually really used to love tangerines, but they're a fucking mess to eat. And you like, you get really orange under your fingernails.
ささお一つどうぞ
Thanks. I picked up an tangerine. Started peeling it. Skin was thin, but the inside was juicy. I could see how sweet it was. I could see how sweet it was. It's so
店
sweet.
主の方のおっしゃる通りでよかったですわ
I'll just watch Orihime have one. I picked up a tangerine to give to her, but Orihime didn't
こ
take.
たつから手を出したくありません
She declared like a rebellious child. Even Miss Miharu wouldn't know what to do. Don't be so
おみかん
self-centered.
とこたつを天秤にかけてこたつを取ったまでのこと
She was being ridiculous. The tangerines are sweet and
誘
delicious.
惑には屈しません
Do you just not want to peel it?
そこまで堕落してはおりませんわ
No, but she was, I thought. But kotatsu and tangerines go together. Picked up a wedge and put it in my mouth. The perfect tang with a robust sweetness. Couldn't say it to the manager, but it was better than what I could get at the store. Ah, this tangerine is so good.
美味しそうに食べるとは卑怯な
There are plenty of tangerines here. I held one out again. She just sat there with her chin resting just above her chest.
こうなったら
She opened her mouth to be
お
fed.
みかんくださいな
Eat it yourself.
ですわ
She really wanted to be fed. The situation was getting me!
早く早く
Oh, alright. Gave in to Orihime's begging and put an orange wedge in her mouth. Tangerine wedge.
甘
Her smile was so
い
happy.
もう一つくださいな
Once I allowed it once, there was no going back. I fed Orihime so many tangerine wedges as many tangerine wedges as she wanted. We'll end up like Miss Miharu if this keeps up.
大丈夫あなた以外の前でこんなことしませんわ
I didn't know you could act like this, Orihime.
がっかりしました
Just surprised. I think this is cute too.
かわいい
Yeah, cute. What?
私もかわいいって言われることがあるのね
Let's try this again. There we go. I managed to force some out. She was slightly moved. Thought Orihime was cute, but she was more of the beautiful type, so she might not have been used to hearing it. Wow, it's already late. It was already past
友
6.
達の方はまだいらっしゃいませんの
Takechi was going to come back and give me my bag, but it didn't look like he would be here anytime soon. He's in a basketball club. Practice can be pretty tough.
運動部の方は大変ね
The humanities clubs could be difficult, but the astronomy club wasn't that physically demanding. And not having to practice was a pretty big difference. Don't you need to go home, Orihime?
もうしばらくこたつを堪能させてください
Orihime was obsessed with the kotatsu. I needed to end this before it got out of hand. Okay, only until I need to go to work.
何時からなの
7 tonight. Dona had some kind of appointment apparently. They really wanted me to work tonight, so I had readily agreed.
時間まで目いっぱい堪能させてもらいますわね
With that said, Orihime sunk deeper in the kotatsu. Our conversation dried up, and I had difficulty coming up with a new topic. My room wasn't that suited to entertaining guests. There was not much else to do except eat more tangerines. There had to be something else we could do. Anything that would entertain Orihime. Orihime poked at me with her
そ
foot.
んな顔するものではないわ。私と一緒にいるのがそんなにつまらない？
No, not at all. I was just worried that Orihime was getting bored.
私は幸せよ。こたつに入ってるからというだけではなく、あなたとこうしてるのが楽しいの。だからね。
Orihime was sitting at the table looking prim, like she was trying to provoke me.
今日は他の足と間違えようがないわね。
The only people under the kotatsu were Orihime and me. The only feet teasing me were hers. Whatcha! Blocked her attack and counted.
やりますわね。これでどうです？と。
An unseen battle begun underneath the kotatsu. Orihime had turned on the heater, so it was getting even hotter. We were sweating mildly as we fought with our legs.
少々おふざけが過ぎましたわね。
We agreed to a ceasefire of the Great Kotatsu War. Fighting with just your legs was really exhausting. You really go out of a board, don't you, Orihime?
あら、私のせい？あなたもかなり楽しんでいたみたいだけれど。ほら、表情も先ほどとは大違いよ。
Now that I thought about it, I was a bit more relaxed. This was a grand plan when you started that fight.
でも、決着がつかないのもすっきりしませんわね。
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. Now we're going back, I got a new one. Anyways, also I've realized how fucking outlandish I must look right now. I'm currently wearing a shirt with short sweatpants and flip-flops. Like, by God, I must look horrible. Anyways, really did have a competitive streak. But simply watching it was relaxing. Orihime's leg accidentally hit
ご
mine.
めんなさい。わざとじゃないのよ。
I know, so don't apologize. When you sit across from somebody under a kotatsu, you're bound to bump into each other.
さっきは意識してなかったけれど、少し照れくさいわね。
My ears kind of like really high-pitched noise right now. There we go, it's gone. Hold on. Yeah, it kind of is. I knew that Orihime was thinking about me. I had butterflies just looking at her like that. Thump, and Orihime's leg touched me again. Is that another accident?
そうよ。
No, it wasn't. Orihime started to poke me with her legs again. It was obviously on purpose. This time I tried poking her leg. Didn't do that on purpose either.
もう、秋人くんったら。
She launched a counterattack and started to touch me with her toes. It was just her toes at first, but after a bit, she started to slide her legs over mine. Well, I'll just, we continued to touch each other like that in silence. I couldn't see on the table, so I just had to go by feeling. I focused all of my senses on my legs. I felt the shape of her legs and feeling of her
よ
skin.
うやく恋人同士っぽくなれましたわね。
I couldn't do this if you weren't dating.
でもちょっと大胆すぎたかしら。
Orihime said she timidly rubbed her legs with me. I felt both her socks and her bare thighs at the same
うん、
time.
やっぱり恥ずかしいですわ。
Orihime was screaming as she turned bright red. Even though she was embarrassed, I was happy that Orihime wanted to touch me even more. She was my girlfriend now. Orihime. I stood up, driven by passion, and grabbed Orihime's hand.
秋人くん？
Refused Orihime stood up as well. I love you, Orihime. Wanted everything about her and held her. I wanted everything about her and held her tight.
私もですわ。
Orihime gently held me too. We embraced each other like that for a while. I thought that tension from all that leg touching would dissipate, but it didn't. I couldn't stop my desire for her. Orihime? Holding her tight, I pleaded her name. I wanted to kiss those lips that were right in front of me.
これ以上はダメよ。
Why?
だって
Just going to say something like it being embarrassing, it wouldn't have stopped me.
まだ両親からキスのお許しをもらっていませんもの。
Looking troubled, she confessed.
あ
Permission?
なたとお付き合いすることはきちんと了承を得たのよ。でもキスはまだ先の話と思っていましたから、まだお母様にも相談していないの。
As she talked, I stared like a fool, having difficulty imagining getting a parent's approval at her age.
おかしいかしら。
No, just thinking that it sounds like you. I forced a smile as I said that. All the passion we had felt a moment ago had evaporated in an
どう
instant.
せ世間知らずだと思ったのでしょう。
That's one part of your charm, Orihime. I wasn't trying to insult her. I honestly thought that part of her was
い
cute.
ちいち両親の許可を得るなんておかしいと思われるかもしれないけれど。
Yeah, especially someone who doesn't have parents. As someone who doesn't have parents.
でもお父様とお母様にここまで育てていただいたから、私は大事にしたいと考えているの。
She had really been raised with love. It made me want to. It kind of made me a little jealous.
ごめんなさい。あなたのご両親は。
It's okay. I have good memories of both my mom and dad. I lost them in an accident, but they did love me. There we go. So, sure, I was a little jealous, but I absolutely wasn't trying to look down upon her. I'm sorry as well for wanting to get a kiss without getting permission. I was embarrassed for losing control. No matter how cute Orihime was, I needed to treat her better.
いいのよ。怒ってなどいないから。私の方こそ拒んでしまってごめんなさい。あなたが私にキスしようとしてくれたことはとても嬉しく感じていますから。
Oh God, I really just want her mom to just go, when she asks, just go. Why didn't you just go for it? What? It was a prime opportunity. Like from what it sounded like, he had you in an embrace. You both were in a perfect mood. He looked you in the eyes. He wanted to kiss you, and you just said you had to ask me first. Yes, it's only logical. It's not logical! You should have gone for it! Anyways, her cheeks were flushed red as she looked at me. My head filled with thoughts about what it would be like if we had kissed.
今日はまだちゃんとしたキスは無理ですけれど、今はこれだけで許してくださいね。
She grabbed onto my neck like she was going to pounce. Her lips had kissed just about as close as you can get to the lips. They technically didn't touch it, but it was close to a real kiss.
これくらいなら両親の許しを得なくても。
I was in shock after the kiss. To think that Orihime would do that herself! It was so unforeseen that I stood there dumbfounded.
アキト君、
Orihime kissed me.
唇には触れていませんわよ。
But it was technically a kiss. Oh, it was the best feeling ever. It was over in an instant, but the remnant of her breath was still
今
lingering.
日はまだ無理ですけれど、次はちゃんと正式なキスの許可を取ってきますので。
Like, I really just want her parents to just go like, "Oh, you fool! Why?" I really want them to just like want to bash in their own heads out of sheer anger. Like, why? Why? It was the perfect situation! That's the wrong button.
その時改めてキスしてくださいね。
Being asked like that, I wouldn't be able to hold back my expectations. I'll be sure to kiss you next time. I held her tightly as I said that.
それではまた明日おやすみなさい。
Orihime disappeared onto the bus. As I watched the vehicle drive away, I felt a little bit sweet. Orihime. I was sure that this was for the best. This incident had somehow made me fall even more in love with her. I can't believe how cute she is. I can't believe that there was actually a little princess who had to ask her parents' permission for everything. And it wasn't even forced. That's just how Orihime was herself. I'm sure that this is what it's like being raised, right? It was different from every other girl that I'd known. Everything normal about her was somehow special and shine bright. Her clear voice, soft skin, and even the smell of her hair and the heat of her lips. Every time I thought about it, the more my love grew. Sorry for making you wait. As soon as I started working, Takichi arrived on his bike. He had brought my bag over after practice had ended. He was eating the pork bun I gave him for getting my bag and waved his hand.
にしても災難だったみたいだな。
What do you mean?
白鳥さんだよ。逃避行したって盛り上がってたぞ。
For real? Hadn't really thought about it. I had just wanted to get her away from trouble at the time. It must have looked like I was whisking her away, so it was no wonder that it had become a rumor.
いいんじゃねえの？付き合ってるのは事実なんだし。
He said in a carefree manner while licking pork bun juice off his hand. By the way, Take, I think I've fallen in love.
はあ？いきなり何なんだよ、お前。
I'm head over heels for Orihime. Of course, I asked her out because I liked her, and it's true that I'm ecstatic that we are dating.
旗から見ててぶん殴りたくなったよ。
But I was naive. I just don't get it. He's way too cute. People fall in love multiple times. Not like falling in love with different people, but noticing a new side of someone and falling in love again. To think that she'd exist in this world. She's such a goddess.
のろけてやがる。
Love is great, man. It's like everything is colorful.
星を見ない天文部員なんてぼっち臭漂う二つなの秋人はどこへ行ったんだよ。もっと全てを拒絶しろよ。
That's the old me. I'm going to live off of love.
言ってろ、バーカ。
Takichi and I always insulted each other. That's how we were. That's how male friendship works. Just like, yo, fuck you too, man. Congrats. Like, like near constantly insulting each other. That's just how male friendship works. But he was the only person that I could say these things to. Thank you, my friend. And characteristically, I thanked him, and he went on his way. Yes, still only barely past the halfway point.
それでは第2回むつら星定例会を始めます。
Honoka took the lead and the meeting got underway. We were calling this the second regular meeting because the first one had been when Honoka had been inaugurated as club president. That still counted as a meeting, so today became the second regular meeting. It still wasn't decided exactly what we would hold when we would hold our regular meetings, but there was a lot of things to talk about, so a meeting had been called.
まずは皆さん、月曜のプラネタリウムイベントお疲れ様でした。私からも改めてお礼を言わせてください。むつら星の会とは違い、個人でやるという話でしたのに、結局6個すべての方に手伝ってもらって本当に感謝しておりますわ。ありがとう。本当にありがとう。
Words weren't enough to express how she felt, so she bowed to everybody.
いいっていいって。私は結構楽しんでやってたしさ。
私はあまりお役に立てませんでしたけど。
I didn't see much of Noriko since she showed up in the middle, but she ended up helping Saya most of the time.
そんなことありませんわ。しっかりブログで記事にしてくださったじゃありませんか。
I thought it was well written.
そうでしょうか。ありがとうございます。
Noriko was a humble girl from Orihime, but she really was an important part of the Six Stars Club. No matter how far an event was, she was always there with vigor.
本日は最初にイベントについての報告と反省を行いたいと思います。
Noriko took the chairman's position and did a QA with each member of the group. Each person knew about their own part, and the only person who knew about the entire deal were the two members from Mako and myself. As a result, it turned into a beneficial meeting for everybody
先
else.
生女子の皆さんは衣装代にかかった費用の請求をお願いします。はい、伝えておきます。素晴らしい衣装でした。元会長の美貌も数割増しの出来だったと思います。
姫さんは元がいいから余計にあれだね。
まさに月の女神アルテミスでした。
まさかそれをあっさりかっさらうオリオンがいるとはさすがに思ってなかったけどね。
Everybody looked at me at that
聞いた
moment.
よ。空見くんと姫さん付き合い始めたんだろ。
おめでとうございます。
ま、その辺は会議が終わったら根掘り葉掘り聞かせてもらうとしようか。
I'll be ready. Times like this, the man was the main target. I should just prepare for the worst.
今回のイベントによりたくさんの受験生が我々のことを知ってくれました。これで来年度の新入部員も期待できると思います。明光学院さんは早くも一人確定みたいですしね。我らの妹メローペコと草壁コロナさんが明光学院に合格したとの報告をいただきました。まだ天文部に入ってくれるかわかりませんが、ぜひとも新戦力として期待したいと思います。ということで頼んだわよ、吉岡。お任せください。
Honoka took on Orihime's request, seeing that exchange at home, once again that she would be graduating soon.
白鳥さん、卒業しちゃうんですよね。古きは去り、新たな和コードがやってくる。自然の断りですわ。
She just made herself sound ancient.
ここにいる皆さんもいずれ同じことに直面すると思います。その時はしっかり後輩たちに思いを伝えてください。むつら星の会はそうやって続いていけたら、そう私は願っています。
自分も来年は引退ですから。
私もです。
気が早いよ。まだ姫さんがいるってのに。
そうよ。あと半年以上ありますわ。それまでにやり残したことがないように、悔いのない天文部生活を送ってください。
Astronomy Club with no regrets.
姫さんは今回のイベントでやりたいことは果たせたのかい？
もちろんですわ。と言いたいところですが、まだまだやりたいことはありますの。卒業まで気を緩めることなく参りますわよ。
さすが姫さんだ。そうこなくっちゃ。
最後に合宿も控えていますもの。上の観測会もこれが最後の機会になりそうですから、気合を入れて臨みたいところですわね。
But everyone got serious when they heard those words. The Six Stars Club observation camp was close at hand. Not only was this going to be Orihime's last event, but also an important chance to see the stars.
合宿については後ほど話し合いたいと思います。皆さんにお願いしたいこともありますので、今まで手伝えなかったけど、これからは私も協力いたしますわ。いえ、白鳥元会長は結構です。そうですよ、白鳥さん。今回は3年生を送る会でもあるわけですから。
サプライズ期待しててください。
皆さんありがとう。ということで、これから作戦会議だそうです。
さあ、姫さん退場。
Orihime was kicked out of the room. With that, everybody set their eyes on me, looking for their next
これ
prey.
で邪魔者はいなくなった。二人の交際についてすべて話してもらいます。
He just jumps out the window. Why does it always have to be the window? Actually, I think I know why. Damn you, Toru. It's all his fault. It's because he had to flee from the goddamn art club via the window.
そういう流れだったの？なんだかワクワクします。
Wait a minute, this is unfair. It's 4 versus 1.
4人じゃないですよ。5人です。
Ah! Should I thought Casca was here?
さあ、覚悟するんだね。覚悟しなさい。
Just let us out. Get ready! Just as Naruto was starting, Saya jumped into the fray. Noriko and Casca were blocking my way out. Were they blocking the windows, though?
会長と空見くんの付き合いは非常に気になるところですが、今回は別のミッションを授けます。いくらあの方に秘密にすると言っても、限度があるのは事実です。手伝ってもらいたいところもありますしね。サプライズにする部分のみは絶対に隠し通すということで、空見くんには協力をお願いしたいんです。
He's the distraction. I understand what you're saying, but what do you want me to do?
ありていに言えば監視だね。姫さんを見張っててほしいんだよ。一人だけの着物にしようものなら、すねて何かやらかすに決まっています。そっか。彼氏のアキト君がついてれば、それで満足するから。さやさんの言う通りです。密談をする際には、会長の相手をしていてほしいのです。
I understood the situation. I would be betraying Orihime, but if it was for a surprise, then I was sure that she would forgive me. Alright, I'll be glad to do it.
姫さんがおかしな動きを始めたら、その時はすぐに報告すること。いいね。
Understood? そ
れでは早速ですが、外でドアにへばりついているあの人を連行して、ここから遠く離れてください。
There she was, ears stuck to the door, trying to eavesdrop.
何か?
No, it's nothing. I think that Honoka had seen right through her. Tore away from the door and forced a smile. Whoops. It would appear that they are going to talk about something they don't want you to hear, Orihime. So, why don't we go home? Go on home. We linked arms and distanced ourselves from the astronomy room.
ちょっと、私だけのけ者にしますの?
I somehow still hit that. I'm being left out too. Please just let it go.
だって合宿なのよ。泊まりがけて星見旅行するのよ。その計画を立てるなんて、どう考えても面白そうなのに。
I agree with you. That preparation has got to be fun. The previous meetup and making the Pleiades had been really fun. Everybody had come together and brought in scrap wood. It had been just as exciting. I'd been just as excited about what kind of Dobsonian telescope we would make, knowing that knowing that they were talking about something just as fun and leaving us out was really disappointing.
なんとかできないものなの?
I think they're talking about something that is critical to their secret.
つまり、そこが一番面白いところってことよね?
No, they went as far as to kick me out, so I have no idea what they are talking about.
つまり、二人して仲間外れにされたということね?
I was planning on asking them for a status update.
そんなひどい! あなたまで私を裏切るというのね?
That's not true at all. I'm always on your side, you know that. Please hear me out. I'll be your double agent.
まさか二重スパイとは。やるわね、アキトくん。
He's gonna feed her wrong information, isn't he? It's not such a big deal. It would appear that Orihime was pleased by the idea of a double agent. I guess it was a romantic kind of
空
word.
見アキトは私のもとへ派遣された患者。しかし、愛する織姫のため、 逆にあちらの情報をリークする。
Just stop playing around with this.
実に素晴らしいですわ。
You're adding pressure when you get excited like that. I told her I would be a double agent, but I wasn't sure how far I was willing to go. I can only get them to tell me how the project is going, you
そ
know?
れでも何もないよりはるかにマシですわ。彼らの硬い防壁に針の穴を開けるような成果を期待していますわ。
Orihime was getting way too excited about this. I was trying to calm it down, but it only seemed to be having the opposite effect. It was the power of the word double agent, I guess. The bus from Mikazuki Station came rolling in. We could have gone to Harbor Town, you know? In other words, a date. We didn't have any plans yet, but I wanted to go on our first date soon.
あちらが密談をしているならこちらも密談ですわ。
And what would be the topic of these secret talks?
それはいろいろですわ。いろいろ。
Her eyes were swimming. Things had suddenly taken an unexpected turn.
小太郎さんですよ。
A perfect change of topic! Kotaro knew nothing about what Orihime was thinking about and just wagged his tail, wanting attention.
いい子ですわね。
Kotaro was pleased with Orihime's petting, but she needed to be careful that he didn't jump on her if he got excited. Orihime, if you don't stop there, you'll be covered in
分
fur!
かっていますとも。二度も同じ過ちは犯しませんわ。
Orihime was being careful not to be jumped on as she petted Kotaro. She shouldn't be used to it yet, but she was quite the master.
とっても元気いっぱいですわね。あら、お散歩に連れて行ってほしいの？だそうよ。アキト君、小太郎さんの運動が足りていないのではなくて？
That shouldn't be a problem. I took him on walks every day. At the store manager had also would take him when she had time. I just think he likes you,
そ
Orihime.
うなの？小太郎さん。
It was strange, but it almost looked like they were having a proper conversation.
私と一緒にお散歩しましょうか。ねえ、アキト君、構わないかしら。
No, I don't. It's still pretty early. We had come back earlier than we expected, so there was time to take him on a
ア
walk.
キト君のお許しが出ましたわ。では、早速参りましょうか。 小太郎さん、そんなに引っ張らないでください。
Orihime had taken hold of the leash, but Kotaro was so excited that she was having trouble controlling him.
力強いんですのね。私、ここまでとは思っていませんでしたわ。
He gets like that when he's in a good mood.
もうちょっとは落ち着いてくださいな。
Whoops. Ah! As Orihime commanded him, Kotaro sat down on the spot and wagged his tail.
聞き分けのいい子なんですけれど。
Well, I'd say I'd say it depended on the person. They might have held the leash for a bit. I took the leash from Orihime and started walking Kotaro. Kotaro was running around excited, even when I was holding the leash. Hey, stop that now! I used the leash to prevent Kotaro from going wherever he wanted, and he calmed down a little.
引っ張られてますわよ。
People shouldn't be forced to run with their dogs.
どうすればいいの？
Don't try to control every bit of him, but don't leave everything up to him. Stay in the middle of that. Here, like this. There's a good boy, Kotaro. Listening to my commands, Kotaro went from an energetic mess to being obedient. We kept our distance and stopped dragging each other. Well, what do you want to try?
ぜひ。
Warding off her nervousness, Orihime took the
小
leash.
太郎さん、行きますわよ。
When Orihime took the leash, a switch flipped inside Kotaro and he started getting wild.
ストップですわ、小太郎さん。私、そんなに走れませんもの。もう少しゆっくり。
Orihime pulled on the leash and was trying to relax Kotaro.
無理ですわ。アキト君、手を貸してください。
Let's hold the leash together. I held the leash with Orihime and we were able to get Kotaro under control.
やっと速度を落としてくれましたわ。
Good job, you'll get used to it in time.
そうよね。毎日小太郎さんをお散歩させていたアキトくんと同じようにできるはずありませんもの。何度かお散歩させてあげたら上手になるかしら。
I'm sure you'll be fine. See, even Kotaro thinks so. Calculating Kotaro sat in front of Orihime, looking obedient.
では少し頑張ってみようかしら。今後ともよろしくお願いしますわね、小太郎さん。それとアキトくんも。
That sounds like she wants to take Akito on walks, which is very worrying. And looking a little embarrassed, she put her hand on top of mine, holding the
アキト
leash.
くんが一緒ならきっとうまくいきますわ。
Yeah. I grabbed her hand in response.
ではそろそろ戻りましょうか。
Now let's go. We went back the road we came, and we came back the we went back the road we came, holding the leash together. This might have been the best walk I've ever taken. Kotaro won.
あ
My
れ
foot hurts.
もう帰ってきたんだ。
Miss Miru was manning the store when we came in.
こんにちは、早乙女先輩。
おっと、これはアキトとラブラブチュッチュな白鳥さんじゃない。
Calling her my darling is kind of 1920s.
そうは言うな。さすがにそこまでじゃないわよ。
そうよ、先輩に失礼だわ。
I'm sorry.
反省したならお詫びに店番変わんなさい。
I'm with my girlfriend right
な
now.
ら白鳥さん、コンビニのバイトやってみない？
She laughed maniacally, piquing Orihime's curiosity.
私がアルバイトを？
これも一つの社会勉強よ。どう？やってみる？
ぜひやらせてください。
It was like in that moment both supply and demand were in perfect agreement.
じゃあ、はい。これエプロン。
ちょいとお待ち。逃げようったってそうはいかないよ。まったく、よそ様のお嬢さんに無理やり仕事を押し付けるなんて。
無理やりじゃないでしょ。ちゃんと納得してもらった上の話で。
問答無用。今日という日はしっかり労働してもらうから覚悟なさい。
痛いってば、耳が取れる。取れちゃう。
The owner dragged Miss Miyaru away by the ear.
結局私のアルバイトは。
Forget about it today. No one can go against the owner when she's like that.
本当ね、とても立腹されていたわ。
Well, she reaps what she sows. It wouldn't surprise me if Miss Miyaru had been trying to steal cash from the register again. It would take some time for the manager's rage to subside after getting fired up like that.
どうですか？小太郎さんの毛ついてないかしら。
We entered my room and I checked Orihime for fur. Wouldn't be a good idea to sit at the kotatsu when we had any of Hotaro's fur on us. I think you're
コ
good.
ロコロもありますわよ。
You just want to use it, don't you?
違いますわよ。そんなはずありませんわ。
Orihime was obviously excited as she took the roller in her hand and went over her body. I said that you don't have any there.
コロコロ。
She was enjoying the roller as if it was some kind of rebellious activity. I thought she was cute like that.
どうです？アキトくんもコロコロして差し上げましょうか。
Me? No, I'm fine.
まあまあそう言わないで。決して悪いようにはいたしませんわ。コロコロ。
I didn't get any say in the matter and Orihime used the roller on me. After the roller went over the places it didn't have to, Orihime sat down. Please sit down and relax in a room with nothing.
何もないなんてとんでもない。ここにはこたつがありますわ。
She knew the kotatsu very well and turned the switch
最
on.
初は今日に限りますわね。
Her control over the settings was perfect. She had really gotten used to the kotatsu since the first time she had used it. As expected, Orihime really started to loosen up once she was under the kotatsu. She completely deflated as she curled up he curled up to the kotatsu.
アキトくんも入ってください。あったかですよ。
Alright then. I sat down at the kotatsu opposite from Orihime, probably. My frozen legs slowly started to warm
こ
up.
れはいけませんわ。私、ダメになってしまいます。
She was laying on the tabletop, becoming limp. We were supposed to be doing our own secret talks, but Orihime was absorbed in the kotatsu. If you like the kotatsu so much, why don't you buy one for your
そうで
place?
すわね。こたつがあれば、きっとぬくぬくできますわね。ですが、両親を堕落させるわけには参りませんもの。こたつを布教するのはやめておきますわ。
I was pretty certain that her parents had plenty of experience with kotatsu. But maybe her parents were susceptible. Hold on. But maybe her parents were susceptible to the powers of the kotatsu, just like Orihime. In that case, it might be best not to have one.
それに、家にこたつがあったら、ここに来る口実がなくなってしまいますもの。
She glanced over my way as she said
私
that.
だって、こたつだけのために来ているわけではありませんのよ。
In the end, the kotatsu had become her excuse to come over.
恋人の家に来るのに口実を必要とするなんて情けないと思うかしら。
Oh no. My kotatsu is quite useful, you know? I mean, I could use it to entice people to come over. I couldn't badmouth Orihime for something that I did myself.
では、お互い様ね。
Let's just leave it at that. With that conversation over the mood, really. With that conversation over, the mood relaxed a bit. And after all, the kotatsu was always good for warming my legs
お
up.
みかん、まだ残ってたかしら。
I do, go ahead and take
あ
some. She opened her mouth, begging for one. I haven't peeled it yet, hold your
ー
horses.
早く、早く。
She was like a baby bird crying for food. I hurried to peel the tangerine and tossed it into her mouth.
よく冷えてて美味しいですわ。
The room is quite cold. Cold enough that I didn't need a refrigerator.
こたつがないと凍えてしまいそうね。
But be careful not to fall asleep at the kotatsu and catch cold,
それ
okay?
は罠ね。まさにデストラップだわ。
Death trap would mean that somebody could die. Well, it could be that serious, I guess.
でも、この暖かさは眠気を誘いますわね。
She opened her mouth wide, yawning. Could be a trap. I'll wake you up with my feet.
そういうわけにはいきませんわ。まだアキト君と密談していませんもの。
She hadn't forgotten. I forced a smile.
あ、なんです今の笑いは。もしや本来の目的を完全に忘れてると思っていませんでしたか？
No, well, she had hit the nail on the head.
もうひどい人ですね、アキト君は。密談の後、いろいろしようと思ってましたのに。
Like what?
いろいろはいろいろですわ。
She didn't think that far ahead, did she?
恥ずかしいですから、これ以上は言わせないでください。
Instead of saying what it was, she just blushed and looked down. Reaction was just too cute. My imagination went wild. So what you're saying
先
is...
日の件、きちんと許可をもらってまいりましたから、それだけです。
So Orihime was ready to kiss me? Knowing that, now I understood why she was blushing. Orihime?
そんな声で呼んでもダメです。
You want me to kiss you, right?
それは、その通りですけれど。
I want to kiss you? But if you don't want to, then...
嫌とは言っていませんわ。私も、あなたとキスしたいとずっと思っていましたもの。ですから、今の状態ではとても自分からできそうにありませんもの。
Orihime was the one who kissed me without touching my lips. But it wouldn't be the same if our lips touched. You want me to kiss you this time, right?
ええ、
You want me to kiss you this time, right?
きちんと覚えていますわ。
Then Orihime. I stood up and led Orihime.
アキト君、
I love you.
私もよ。あなたのことが好き。でも少し驚いたわ。あなたがこんな積極的になるなんて。
Every guy's like this when they're with the girl they love.
そういうものなの？
That's why you're extra special to me. Never had such a burning passion for any other person before. I wanted to kiss her because she was Orihime.
不思議ね。そこまで求められても決して嫌じゃないの。むしろ私にとってそれが当たり前で自然なことのような。
I thought kissing was something extremely important. I thought about what kind of feelings I would have when I actually did it. But this was so different from what I had imagined. I just went for it.
アキト君。
Both grabbed each other's hand and closed the distance between us. Our fingers entwined. Orihime closed her eyes. As our lips touched, I could feel a small tremble come from Orihime. But that was just for an instant. Gripping my hand, her courage grew and she pushed her lips into mine. Our lips were only just touching each other. That alone was enough to get my heart racing, heart beating. My heart was beating like crazy, and my head felt like it was going to boil. It was supposed to only be for a moment, but I felt like the soft touch could continue on forever. Our lips separated, and Orihime looked at me point blank.
キスしてしまいました。
How was it? It was, amazing for me.
私も最高に決まっていますわ。こんな気持ちになるなんて本当にずるいわね。これ以上好きになるなんてないと思っていましたのに、キスしたらあなたのこともっと好きになってしまいましたわ。
Orihime smiled with pure happiness. I was so glad that she was my girlfriend. I was so happy that I fell in love with her. I really thought it was the best first kiss ever. So when they fucking... Sorry for keeping you so late. After our first kiss, we kissed a few more times. After that, we continued our so-called secret
つ
talks.
い話し込んでしまったわね。
And we did a lot of kissing.
そうね。
Orihime touched her lips like she was remembering how it felt. We had makeout sessions in between our conversations.
顔赤くなっていますわよ。
You too, Orihime.
そう？少しは慣れたと思ったのだけれど。
It was good that Orihime was still innocent when it came to kissing. Wonder how long it will take us to get used to it. It's time to go to the
も
bus.
うなの？なんだかまだ名残惜しいわね。
I wonder if it would be okay to keep holding you if I got on the bus with you. I was trying to make a joke, but I really thought it would be nice to do
まだ
that.
次のバスはあるのよね。
Please don't look at me like that when you beg. It'll make me actually want to do it.
ごめんなさい。困らせてしまって。今日は帰りますわ。続きはまた今度しましょう。
Bus came right on
それ
time.
ではまた。
She snuck a kiss on my cheek the moment the bus started to arrive.
唇にしたかったけれど、外ではこれが精一杯ね。唇にはまた改めて。
Orihime got on the bus as it headed towards Hoshino. Didn't get to say goodbye. Why does she always have to surprise me? She left without giving me the chance to hug her. It's still just after the halfway point. Honoka had summoned Orihime and I the following Monday. It wasn't really anything important, she just wanted to give us an update on plans for the observation camp.
という具合に話は進んでいます。報告ありがとう、吉岡。計画は順調のようね。
Keikaku Dori. I don't know why I said that. Orihime had an air of confidence for someone being left out of the plans. From time to time, she would purposefully look triumphant when she knew what was really going on.
白鳥元会長？なんでもないわ。なんでも。
The double agent act was going smoothly, though I wondered what Honoka thought about Orihime constantly stealing glances at me.
現地への移動には、名工学院所有のマイクロバスを手配することにしました。
How much will that
合
cost?
宿扱いなので、レンタル代は無料です。ガソリン代、高速代、その他諸経費は実費になりますね。観測用の機材はどうなのかしら。各学校からの持ち寄りがメインです。その他、引退した3年生にも持参していただきます。
Could we manage the Pleiades one?
残念ですが、あれの持ち運びは難しいので、今回は断念してください。
No, I knew it wasn't going to be possible. Please don't worry about it. Carrying Pleiades 1 would be really inconvenient. Also, there was the possibility that the primary mirror could get distorted if it was taken someplace colder than Hoshinonaka.
現地の雪はどうなっているの？寒さは厳しいですが、積雪量はあまり多くないそうです。それは助かるわね。雪国は常に雪雲に覆われているイメージだから。
There was a preconception that areas with a lot of snow were not good for astronomical observation, but it really depended on the location. Normally, if it was cloudy, then we wouldn't even consider it for a stargazing trip.
メインに狙う天体は何かしら。せっかくだし、普段見られないようなものにしたいわね。今後話し合って決めたいと思いますが、自由観測の時間も多く取るつもりです。では、各自ターゲットを考えておくと良さそうね。
Other than during the Christmas Eve observation party or the first flight of Pleiades 1, we pretty much just observed whatever we wanted.
それと、これはスラミ君にお願いしたいのですが、雪国における観測に適した環境づくりについてアドバイスいただけないでしょうか。
Are you talking about outdoors knowledge?
そうです。雪かきも必要でしょうし、テント張りも雪があるとまた違ったノウハウがあると思いますので。
Okay, there are some things that I don't know about, but I'll look it up. I was out of my element when it came to snow. There were probably many important things to consider.
それで、私は何をすればよいかしら。そうですね。スラミ君のサポートをお願いします。それでは今と何も変わりませんわ。お二人が恋人同士だから配慮したのですが、ご迷惑でしたか？そういうつもりでは。では、問題ありませんね。スラミ君のこと、よろしくお願いします。
I don't know why my nose is so annoying today.
わかりましたわ。彼のことは任せてください。
Honoka had Orihime wrapped around her finger. Not sure this was the outcome Orihime had expected, but I was still happy that I would be able to spend time with her.
バレンタインデー？
It was strange for Honoka to bring it up while we were leaving.
バレンタインです。そういえばどうしたのかなと思いまして。
Valentine's Day was right before the planetarium event. We weren't dating yet, so Orihime didn't give me any chocolate.
人の準備でそれどころではなかったから。仕方ないことです。付き合う前でしたしね。アキト君、あなたは誰かからチョコをもらったのかしら？
She asked with a little worry in her eyes. Sorry, Saya gave me some chocolate.
そう、さやさんから。お返しはどうするんですか？
Thought about giving her some candy or a cookie. It's just some chocolate for a friend, but I still need to give her something back.
さすがにもう遅すぎますわよね。それはスラミ君次第かと。
I'm always happy to get anything from you,
2
Orihime.
月中ならギリギリセーフでしょうか。
I don't think it does.
ならすぐに手配しますわ。ということで本日はお先に失礼しますわね。一緒に帰れなくてごめんなさい。それでは。
She quickly left, as if she didn't have a second to lose. No running at all!
廊下を走るのははしたないことですから。
Orihime was going just slow enough to not be running. If this hadn't been a hallway, I'm sure she would have been sprinting full speed. Well then, I should be going
待
to.
ってください。スラミ君。あなたにはまだご相談したいことがあります。
Monica prepared some tea when we got back to the club room.
どうぞ。
Thank you. Took a tiny sip and she jumped right into what she wanted to ask
先
about.
ほどバレンタインの話をしましたが、あながち関係がないとは言い切れません。ご相談したいのはホワイトデーについてです。ホワイトデーの3月14日はあの方の誕生日なんです。
I was speechless at this new information, but it was just for a moment. Thank you for the vital
こ
information.
れから話すことは前会長には内密に頼みます。
Of course. I couldn't leak this to
現在
Orihime.
の予定では14日は合宿期間中となります。そこでサプライズパーティーを企画したいんです。
That sounds great, let's do it. This is something we should go all out for. I'm sure that Orihime would understand. So you plant the strips that you could do this party for her.
皆さん賛同してくださいました。
This was all to trick her. And what do you want me to do?
絶対にあの人には漏れないようにしてください。それとプレゼントの準備をお願いします。誕生日とホワイトデー両方です。詳細については我々が煮詰めていきます。スラミ君は折を見て相談に乗ってください。
Gotcha. I'll help when I can.
我々の手で最高の合宿旅行にしましょう。
Am I gonna be able to finish this round this video? Like I don't want to like make this 3 hours. I'm at least trying. I talked to Taka after my shift ended that night.
誕生日プレゼント？そんなのアクセサリーとか小物でいいだろう。
She's a rich girl, you know. I can't give her something cheap. Any sum of money I could muster up was surely going to be cheap to her. Wouldn't be good for her to take off her expensive accessories just to wear my cheap
な
knockoffs.
んでもいいんじゃねえの？
You're not going to give this any thought, are you?
仮名だ。
Takichi had been in a foul mood lately. Come on, man. What would be a good present?
知るか好きにしやがれこのリア充め。
Didn't reply to anything I said after that. Just the wrong person to talk to. I was an idiot for talking to Takichi. He could be delicate at times, but wasn't going to help me like this time. Well then, Miss Miyoto would be a complete waste of time, so Sayo or Hikari were my only options. They were the only people that I could ask for help, but it was something very hard to ask them about. Is there a reason I need to rush? So I decided to postpone it till later. Mistake! I hadn't seen Orihime the last few days. Since we had started dating, each day that I didn't see her felt somehow empty.
つまり振られたわけだ。
She has not! That was the reason why she hadn't seen me. She was preparing our Valentine's Day
あ
do-over.
の人料理できたっけ？
I don't think she normally
手
cooks.
作りしようと頑張ってるのかな。
That was a possibility. She was the kind of person that liked festivals, so there was no doubt that she was planning
それ
something.
よりもアキト、お前は何をしてるんだ？
Getting ready for the astronomy club trip. I was preparing the equipment in the club room. Tents, sleeping bags, and other items used for
天
camping.
文部なら望遠鏡でも引っ張り出せよ。
I know, but I'm saving that for later. I had kept the telescopes in good condition, so there was no need to take them out now. I wouldn't be able to keep track if I tried to do everything at once. Need to go buy anything that we're missing. It was a boring job, but it needed to be done. I kept the list on my phone. Tomorrow's the first day of February. We're just about to enter March. It's the last day of February. We're just about to enter March. We had talked about it being safe in
Oi,
February.
見ろよ。女神様のご到着だ。
あら、アキトくん。
Just as I met her, my phone
メッ
vibrated.
セージが届くよりあなたの方が早かったようね。
Notification showed that it was a message from Orihime. I saw you, so I came running. I had run so hard that I was out of breath.
そんなに急がなくてもよかったのに。でも嬉しかったわ。ありがとう。
I got my breathing under control as I smiled at her. Why don't we go someplace else?
構わないけれど、あなた、カバンは
Oh. I had left in the club room again.
お邪魔しますわね。
どうもっす。
Take a seat anyway. Would you like anything to drink?
俺が買ってきてやる。
Takichi left right as he said
お
that.
邪魔だったかしら。
No, don't worry about it. Takichi was just being considerate and giving us some time alone together. So, was there something specific that you came here
あ
for?
なたに会いに来たの。それだけではダメ
No, totally okay.
冗談よ。明日の予定を聞きに来たの。
She could have asked me about that on the phone. But then I realized what it was. Orihime just wanted to see me. As did I her. Made me happy that we were on the same thought pattern.
どうしたの嬉しそうな顔して。
I'm just happy that I got to see you.
ストレートすぎるわよ。
Orihime was blushing red too. Orihime reached out my
ダ
hand.
メよ。草壁くんが戻ってくるわ。
I want to touch you.
なら、これだけ。
She held my hand in a small grasp. It had been a while since I had felt Orihime's softness. I wanted to hold her tight, but I couldn't do that right now. I want to hug you.
ダメ。
Then just
そう
kiss.
いうのは、明日お願い。
That's when I remembered. Oh yeah, you came here to ask me about my plans
や
tomorrow.
り忘れたバレンタイン。明日再選させてもらえないかしら。
Does that mean?
バレンタインデートをしましょう。
Of course, I didn't have any objections. And so it was decided that we would go on a date tomorrow. Miss Miyato changed shifts with me. I begged Miss Miyato while I was working at the store.
だってあの子とデートなんでしょ
Miss Miyato really hated the idea. Not only did she not want to work, but she hated the idea that I had a date. I'll work 3 times more if you change shifts with me tomorrow. I now mind that I was currently doing her work.
みはる、これだけ頼んでるんだ。代わってあげたらどうなんだい？
いや、でもこのままだとアキトはうちの婿になってくれないわよ。
それは諦めた。空見くんはあんたなんかにはもったいない。
The owner sighed deeply as she said that.
いいよ、行ってきて。彼女との初デートなんだろ。うちの娘を当てにしなくてもいいよ。店は私と父ちゃんで何とかするから。
Thank you very much, ma'am.
いつも頑張ってもらってるからね。こんな時くらい好きにさせてやんなきゃ。
There you go. I go and raised my head to the manager. I was so grateful that I could
い
cry.
つも通り朝だけはよろしく頼むよ。その後は一日自由にしていいからさ。
Yes, ma'am! Master of Love, Miss Komako, please help this lost boy.
アドバイスって言われても困るし。
When I got back to my room, I messaged Komako, aka my childhood friend Ikari. Ikari and I were establishing our new relationship, but even still, I had gone to Konamako for advice, just like I used to. Tomorrow is our first date, what should I do? I decided that asking Takichi was pointless, so I was counting on Ikari's help.
そうね。とりあえず、清潔にしときなさい。あと、お金は多めに持つこと。何があってもいいようにね。
Money? Honestly, that's the hardest part. I was sure that Orihime would be careful about that, but I didn't want to make a habit of asking her for money.
そうだよね。土地で貸そうか
You
って
devil.
いうか、溜め込んでるんじゃないの
I was cutting costs to save up money, but I'd been saving up so that I could support myself in the future. I couldn't use that to play around.
あんた、優先順位を履き違えてるでしょ。今は何を優先すべきなのか、ちょっと考えればわかることじゃない。
Pointing that out helped a lot. Thank you, Komako. You're right, I should use it for Orihime.
わかればよろしい。ひとまず応援しとくから。
The thing is,
せいぜい頑張ってきなさい。
sure, cut slightly into it, but only slightly. Don't cut so much into it that you know you won't be able to support yourself in the future anymore. Like, only cut into it to like a small degree where you can still say, this is still manageable. This is still clearly possible. It's morning already. Dawn was here, the night was changing into day. The mountains still had the color of night, but the rising sun was changing that. And now I'm going. You're full of energy today. I patted Kotaro all over. His body heat and coat fur felt good on my chilled hands. Alright, time to head back. I was so excited that I woke up early. I took Kotaro on a long walk, but I was still worked up. In fact, I was more excited of anything. Well, more like that. Okay, manager, thank you for today.
ゆっくり楽しんどいで。
I was going to meet up with Orihime at exactly 11 a.m. I could take my bike to the city, but after considering it, I decided to take the bus. Oh, I'm so nervous. Orihime was the one who planned the stage, so I had no clue what was on the agenda. What would we do and where? What I didn't know was when and where to meet up, and that was that I was going to get chocolate. But I'm on the bus. Right there now. I was nervous and couldn't wait, so I messaged
こ
her.
ちらもバスの中なう。今日こそ停車ボタンを押しますわ。
She sent a picture with that message. It was Orihime's finger on the stop button. And like always, the tips of her fingers were beautiful. I can't wait to see you. It was embarrassing to say, but it was okay by text message.
私も会いたいですわ。
Orihime was the same. That was about another 20 minutes more minutes until I would arrive. I could hardly wait.
あきとく
Orihime came towards me once I got off the bus. I thought she was going to jump into my arms, so I had my arms stretched out.
ん。
She got confused and stopped right in front of me. Did I read that wrong? I got too excited and made it really embarrassing. I was just about to lower my arms
待
when
って、今行きますわ。
she jumped and our bodies collided. Oh, that was
危な
dangerous.
くなんてないわ。だってあきとくんがいるもの。
That just looked like she was maybe a step away from him. Hold on. Just went back a few steps. just charged at him. I caught Orihime was barely holding on to her. Even though Harbor Town had a lot of couples, it would stand out if we just started hugging each other. Everyone's watching.
見せつけてやりましょう。
Aren't you being a bit bold?
だってデートだもの。浮かれているのだから仕方ないわ。
She was starting to talk back. If I hadn't been too worried about the people around me, this would have been the best kind of situation. Even through her coat, Orihime felt good to hold. Put my head on her shoulder and smelled the sweet fragrance of her hair. It would appear that I'm happy as well.
いいのよ。ちょっとくらい。
She gave me a little bit of freedom. I raised my head to think that we were going to kiss, but she took a step back.
はい、ここまでよ。
Orihime!
このままだと危ないと思ったのよ。あなたとここでキスしたくなったら困るでしょ。
She looked away uncomfortable. As she stood there, cheeks turning pink, I understood very well how she
さ
felt.
て、お互い時間前に到着したようね。
Her cheeks were still pink, but she started talking like normal and change the mood. I'm looking forward to the
こ
day.
ちらこそよろしくお願いしますわね。
We politely exchanged greetings. That was the beginning of our secret
そ
signal.
れでは行きましょうか。
What? Exchanged what? Anyways, she naturally extended her hand, but I could tell that she was still aware of how close we were. She was trying to act like a girlfriend for the day. Yes, ma'am. Grabbed her extended hand and lightly gripped it. Harbour Town was quite cold during February, but there was still quite a bit of activity. It was just about noon, so there were people lining up at the stands. So, what are we starting with?
そうね。
She looked
ま
around.
ずはプラネタリウムのスケジュールを確認しましょうか。
Of course we would go straight for anything related to astronomy. It was the last day of February, and thus the last day of this month's shows. We've already seen this month's show several
来
times.
てしまったかしら。
I could watch it a whole lot more.
私もよ。生解説なら変化もあるし、ちっとも飽きませんわ。
In truth, often when we met up, we would always go to the planetarium. We could spend 1 or 2 hours there and still be satisfied. We had basically become regulars there.
時間はちょうどいいよね。あと5分もすれば次が始まるわ。
Alright, let's go watch it. Because we both arrived early, we were able to make the 11 o'clock showing. We rushed to purchase the tickets and barely made it into the dome. We didn't have time to sit down before the lights dimmed. The program was just starting.
ただいまより宇宙の神秘ヒーリングタイムをお届けします。
Background music was playing as the dome turned to dusk. In only a few moments, the dome was covered in a veil of darkness.
今回は癒し系プログラムのようね。
Orihime kept her voice as low as possible, as to not disturb the people around us. This kind of therapeutic program seemed to be created with couples in mind. Don't you prefer the live commentary shows?
否定はしないわ。でもこちらのプログラムも決して悪いものではない。
The music had a soothing effect as the stars rolled along. It seemed to have some sort of aromatherapy equipment to accompany the show. The poetic narration of the show didn't really provide much explanation. It just tried to enhance the beauty of the stars. It is all it took to make a program. It was kind of bold and yet kind of comforting.
星の瞬きが何よりも雄弁に語っているのね。
They didn't need any words. After a while, even the narration faded off. Music made you feel like you were small in comparison with the stars. I was being sucked in to the point where I could really hear the music, like they were lowering the volume to the point where I couldn't really hear the music, like they were lowering the volume to the point where I couldn't hear it.
Akito-kun? Akito-kun?
Did he fucking fall asleep? Orihime? Was I asleep? Orihime had brought me back to reality. Did I fall asleep?
いいえ、とても真剣に見ていましたわ。星に焼いてしまうくらいに。
Orihime's sulking was really cute. Oh, sorry, I guess I got carried away.
途中で手をつないだの気づかなかったでしょ。
Looking down, I saw that her hand was resting on mine.
にぎにぎしても気づかないんだもの。どうしたら気づくかとことんやってみようかと思ってしまったわ。
Grip. She was starting to massage my
子供
hand.
に乗じてキスしようかと思いもしましたけど。
Did you?
できなかったわ。私も星空を見上げてしまったから。
Hold on, I'll be right fucking back. Okay, I'm back. Orihime smiled sadly. It seemed the stars were more important than teasing me with a
星
kiss.
座や惑星、それらを目で追いかけるのも楽しいけれど、ゆったりした気持ちでただ星空を見るのもいいものね。
Looks like it did have a healing effect.
個人的にはもうちょっとドキドキ感があってもいいと思いますわ。
We left the planetarium and once again joined the crowd at Harbor
お
Town.
昼を食べるにはちょうどいい頃合いかしら。
It's just past midday and the lunch rush had begun. Looks like there are lines forming for the stalls.
でもレストランやイートインスペースの待ち時間はきっとそれ以上になりそうよ。ということで場所を変えましょう。
Seems like this had been her plan all along, so I followed
プラネ
suit.
タリウムも見ましたし、ハーバータウンは以上で。バスで次に移動しますわよ。
She's gonna take him home, isn't she? The best eating spot in Hoshinonaka City was Harbor Town. That's what I'd heard even before I lived there. I sat down right beside Orihime on the bus. She would go silent from time to time and look out the window. Did you not like Harbor Town? We had left Harbor Town quickly after the planetarium. She probably didn't like places like
そ
that.
んなことないわよ。なんといってもプラネタリウムがありますし、ただ私はもう少し静かな方が好き。
Orihime was being truthful with me.
人の賑やかな営みを感じるのは私も決して嫌いではないのよ。でも時々不安になるの。そんな時星空を見上げたくなる。
Why do people stargaze? Was it just because there were stars in the skies to look at? Knowing the emptiness of space, but being able to see something on the other side of the void was a somber feeling.
ねえ、アキトくん、あなたはどうして星を見るの？
I was the astronomer who never looks at the stars, so I could understand people who didn't stargaze. But at the same time, I could understand the people who did. I knew I would become troubled if I thought about it too much. The planetarium's answer was simple, because the stars were beautiful. But it was easier that if I thought about it like that too. Maybe it was easier if I thought about it like that too. Mako Academy? Here we were, on the grounds of Mako
そう
Academy.
よ。ここなら落ち着けるでしょ。
Maybe Orihime felt calm here, but I was completely out of
い
place.
いかしら。
I'm happy to be anywhere where you are. To be honest, I was more out of place here than at Harbor Town. On the other hand, it was familiar here because I had visited so many times. I should stop playing around with it. School building had good lighting, and being Saturday, there was no one
3
around.
年通ったけれど、ここは常に身が引き締まる思いがするわ。
We elegantly walked down the hallway, trying not to make a sound.
初等部の頃は先生に何度も注意されたものよ。
The buildings might be different, but the basic design was the
そのま
same.
ま繰り上がってきた子たちと外部生ではやはり歩き方からして違うの。
Is Konoda going to be okay? I was worried since she behaved differently from girls who grew up rich like Orihime and
メ
Honoka.
ローペなら心配いらないわ。彼女は賢い子よ。きちんと自分というものを理解しているわ。
Orihime had seen what kind of person Korona was deep
少
down.
なくとも名工学院の外部入試にパスした子だもの。学業面だけでなく素質ありと認められたから合格したの。ただ成績が良いだけでは名工の門をくぐることは許されないのですから。
Orihime thought highly of Korona. I didn't really get it, but I trusted Orihime. That was enough.
来年度もまた校舎が変わるけれど、名工の廊下を歩くことに変わりはない。何も変わらないのは理解できるのだけど、ダメね、気にしてしまって。卒業というのはセンチメンタルになるようだわ。
My fucking nose is annoying. The slight sound of Orihime's footsteps were mixing with mine. The noise of my clumsy steps was echoing through the halls. I can't walk like you.
いいのよ、あなたはそのままで。あなたがあなたでなくなる方が私は嫌だわ。
She tugged slightly on my hand as she sat
少
back.
しだけ私に歩調を合わせて。そうよ。
I stood next to Orihime, trying to mimic how she walked. The tapping sound on my step didn't disappear, but it did quiet down.
どうかしら
It would be nice if we could do this again next time.
それはダメよ。今日は特別。普段こんな風に手をつないで歩いたら噂になってしまうもの。
We could get away with it today because it was Saturday. I know I should just be happy that we got this chance.
温かい飲み物を用意しますわね。
Orihime started to get the drinks ready. I sat down in a chair and sat down in a chair and waited for her. I thought she would prepare red tea like always, but a sweet fragrance filled the room. Is that hot chocolate?
ハッピーバレンタインですわ。
There was a dark liquid in a cup that I always saw here. It was different than coffee and had a sweeter fragrance to it. Cocoa? It's kind of
ホット
different.
チョコレートよ。牛乳にチョコレートを溶かし込んだ飲み物なの。
I could see a stainless steel flask in a hand as she explained. Did you bring it all the way here?
これがバレンタイン第1弾よ。ずいぶん遅くなってしまったけれど、どうぞ飲んでみて。
Chocolate that you drink, huh? It was the perfect drink after being out in the cold. Well then,
待って、トッピングを忘れていたわ。
drop 2 white items into the
マ
cup.
シュマロよ。本来ならさらに加熱するものらしいけど、熱々のホットチョコレートで溶かしてね。
Marshmallows and chocolate. It's really interesting. Pushed down the marshmallows with a teaspoon, and they started to melt from the heat. I fiddled with it for a while, then brought the cup to my lips. It's sweet.
アキトくんは甘いの平気よね。
Yeah, but it's quite different from cocoa. It was similar, but it was also thicker and sweeter. Though the sweetness was still a bit the bitter taste of chocolate. There really was a different feeling when you made the drink by melting chocolate compared to making it by mixing cocoa powder. The warmth is heating me up. Just the right kind of chocolate, Valentine chocolate for now. Took one more sip. Strong chocolate flavor was getting ever more prevalent.
ホットチョコレートだけではバランス悪いわよね。
She then presented me with a fluffy cream
ホイ
puff.
ップクリームが合うわよ。試してみて。
I was hoping for a different flavor, so I reached out for the cream puff right in front of me. It tasted like it was half cream and half custard, making it easy to eat after the hot chocolate. Wow, it's really well balanced. It was quite different from the mass-produced ones at the convenience stores. I could tell the difference between the taste and texture of the crust and the smoothness of the
クリ
cream.
ーム、口についてますわよ。
Before I could get a tissue, Orihime reached out with a finger.
取れましたわ。
She licked her finger with the cream right on it.
甘いですわね。とっても。
It was a normal thing, but also strangely exciting. Her moist lips were shimmering like they were seducing me. We're gonna try like sitting a bit more upright during these. Thank you for this Valentine's chocolate.
お礼を言うのはまだ早いわ。第1弾と言ったはずよ。いろいろなチョコレートを用意してまいりましたの。今日はチョコレート尽くしですわ。
She had been prepared to have a chocolate festival here from the
ガ
beginning.
トーショコラにチョコクッキー、チョコレート味のアイスなども用意してきましたわ。さあ、お腹いっぱい召し上がってくださいね。
If this was a chocolate festival, then I couldn't really expect other types of food. I steeled myself and prepared to be covered in a in a sweet dream by Orihime. I'll be right back, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I kinda like skipped in a bad situation, so let's try this again.
ごめんなさい。調子に乗りすぎたかしら。
I had a little heartburn from eating too much chocolate. Kinda wish I could eat peanuts or something to clean the palate.
チョコレートのかかったものならありますけど。
She was prepared for anything, but I didn't think I could eat any more chocolate. I feel like I've eaten 5 years worth of chocolate today.
私もですわ。
I was kind of lonely eating chocolate by myself, so Orihime joined me in the struggle part way through. But he didn't have much and was feeling much better than me right now. I don't think I can handle any more.
でも、
There was still a mountain of chocolate left over. I'll take the rest home and chip away at it over time. Start to pack it neatly in my bag. Is it okay for me to have all this? I'd rather eat it I would rather eat it a bit every day to remind me of Orihime, rather than eating it all in one sitting.
もちろんよ。すべてあなたのために用意したものだから。
A weight had lifted off of Orihime's shoulders. Valentine's Day that we never had. Having it do over now had been a lot of pressure on her. I'm sorry for making you do this.
違うのよ。無理なんて全然。
You don't have to lie to me. I pulled her in for a hug as she was panicking. I'm really grateful for your Valentine's Day surprise. It means a lot to me. But I don't want you to push yourself. That's why I couldn't put the rest into words. It was frustrating. It was frustrating that I couldn't tell her properly. So I just hugged her tightly. Sorry about that.
時が過ぎるのはあっという間ね。
A lot of time had passed before we knew it. There were no classes today, so we wouldn't be able to stay much
そ
longer.
ろそろ出ないと。
Orihime said that while holding my hand the whole time. It was hard to separate. It was the same for me. Yeah, it's time to end our date too, huh? I whispered to myself. Orihime shook at the sound of that. Orihime?
その、まだ終わりにしたくないですわ。
The day was just getting good. I couldn't understand her reluctance to end it simply because of the time. Then, do we want to hang out a little longer?
いいんですの？でもこれ以上ここを使用するわけには。
So if we wanted to continue our date, we'd have to change
い
locations.
つものように、アキト君のお部屋では。
I'm sorry, my room right now is not usable.
そうなの。なら、どうすればいいかしら。
Seemed like Orihime didn't have much choice but to give up. However, she looked like she was seriously trying to come up with alternatives.
そうだわ。私の部屋に来てください。今日こそアキト君をご招待しますわ。
Her face lit up like it was a great
お
idea.
母様のお許しは得ていますもの。うちなら多少騒がしくしても問題ありませんし。
Wait a minute, we can't go that far
遠
yet.
慮なさらないで。今度はこちらが場所を提供する番ですわ。
Orihime took out her phone without waiting for a reply and called
もしも
someone.
し、お母様ですか？はい、織姫ですわ。デートは順調に進んでいます。でも、困ったことが起きてしまいまして。
Like, she was like, oh, okay. So, what little problem? You see, we don't want it to end yet. Bring him over. I'm gonna go out with your father tonight. We won't be coming home for a very long time. Have fun. Like, I really just want the mom to literally just be like, okay, they'll be fucking. We're gonna get the fuck out of there. We're gonna give them some alone time.
そうです。はい。彼を我が家に連れてきても構わないでしょうか。突然のことなのに、ありがとうございます。感謝いたしますわ。
I grew dumbfounded as the phone call continued. They wrapped up their conversation and Orihime ended the call.
快諾していただきましたわ。
She was really proud, but I couldn't get as excited about it. But is it too much of a bother?
うちの両親はそのようなこと気にしませんわ。
But isn't it kind of hard to talk about?
きちんと許可は得ていますわよ。
That wasn't the problem. I don't want to cause problems for your parents. Let me handle things from here.
何か心当たりがありますの？
Trust me. Don't trust him. I feel like you should not trust him. We left Meiko Academy and got on the bus. While we were waiting for the bus, Orihime let her parents know that we weren't going to their place anymore.
これからどこに？
Someplace good. I was being ambiguous because it would be embarrassing to say out loud. But it looked like that piqued Orihime's curiosity and she looked really
いい
excited.
ところってとても気になりますわ。
Laugh Hotel! I don't know why I just laughed like an absolute fucking maniac. We took the bus down the road towards Mikazuki Station. After we disembarked, we climbed a mountain path.
アキトくんの考えがだいたい分かってきましたわ。
It's pretty obvious by now. Orihime looked like she was getting even more excited. Okay, we've arrived. This is our goal. I had brought Orihime to our special stargazing spot. The Christmas Eve stargazers meetup was still fresh in our minds. Orihime was giggling joyfully as she looked around the area. This was the only place that I could think of where we could go for special occasions. We should have borrowed some equipment from Meiko's club room since we were there. But that would have ruined the surprise. I had known that Orihime would figure it out, so I had decided against it.
ねえ、アキトくん、ここは本当に変わらないわね。
The dam was nearby, so this was a secret only known to a few people. It wasn't even a famous spot for stargazing, so it was like the Six Stars Club's secret spot.
伝説は再び現実になり、そして新たな歴史を紡いでいく。プレイディスの姉妹たちも年を経るごとに入れ替わっていくでしょう。でもいつまでも終わることなく続いてほしい。そんな願いは高望みかしら。
Orihime had asked quietly as she looked up at the stars. In just a little while, Orihime would graduate and leave the Six Stars Club. She could continue as an alumna, but she wouldn't be able to sneeze. But she wouldn't be able to directly do anything. Don't worry, I'll protect the Six Stars Club. And before I graduate, I have to teach the young club members how to run the club. I will not let your club disappear. I took her hand as I said that. Your eyes are freezing.
アキトくんの手はあったかね。
I thought it would be cold, so I brought some hand warmers in my pocket. As well as, open your mouth. I put a piece of chocolate in her open mouth. It's one of the ones you gave me earlier, but I thought you'd like something sweet. The milky chocolate would surely warm her up from the inside.
本当、おいしい。
I'm sorry about that one. Hold on. Then I'll have some too.
ちょっと待って。お返しに食べさせてあげるわ。
She took the chocolate from me and put it in my mouth.
どう？おいしい？
It is.
二人一緒だと嬉しいわね。
We cuddled and looked up at the sky.
ねえ、どの星が見たい？アキトくんと同じ星が見たいわ。
Okay then, I want to see. The winter sky was magnificent. There were so many stars to look at. Examining each star one by one, we both looked at the same stars. I couldn't feel the cold since I could feel her warmth from where we were touching. And if it got cold, we could have a piece of chocolate. The sweetness spread in our mouths, warming us up. Stargazing without any equipment, the two of us stayed like that for more than 30 minutes. There was no better way to end a Valentine's Day date than this. It is still right past the middle. I don't no longer believe that has any kind of that matters in any kind of way. We entered March and Orihime's graduation drew closer. The ceremony was this weekend. The other third year stopped showing up to the club room except for Orihime, who was acting like she was a mama bear protecting her cub. And one day Orihime and Honoka brought a certain person to the club room. It was none other than the Meiko Academy's new incoming student, Korona.
お招きいただきありがとうございます。
She bowed. It was cute. Her braided hair bounced as she energetically greeted everyone like usual.
ようこそ明光学院天文部へ。改めて合格おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます
お行儀が良くなったわね。春に備えて練習しているのかしら。
お母さんが厳しくってもう。
I'd heard that from Takeichi how when she had been accepted, their parents, especially the mom, had been overjoyed. Rumor had been spreading in the neighborhood that there was a genius in the Kasukabe family. Must be hard for you, Korona.
ほんと大変だよ。でもね、ちっとも嫌じゃないんだ。必要なことだって分かってるから、今は楽しくって。
She had the strength to face it head on. Suppose that was part of what made her amazing.
さすがは我々の自慢の妹だわ。
褒めて褒めて。
She raised her head like she wanted to be petted. Orihime had an air of confidence as she petted Korona on the head.
姫ちゃん撫でるの上手。
メローペもずっと撫でていたくなる可憐さですわ。
She sat down on her lap and petted her like a pet cat. Sat her down
も
on
う
the
メ
lap.
ローペと呼んではいけないのかしら。
名校に入学したらそうなっちゃうね。ここはなんて言ったっけ？
大下駄です。明光学院は大下駄の名を冠されていますので。
じゃあ大下駄のコロナになっちゃうの？
大下駄では嫌かしら。
嫌いとかそういうんじゃなくてね。コロナはずっとメローペだと思ってたから。
Is there any way for her to stay a Merope for
レ
life?
アデスの姉妹の名はもともと各学校に付随したものですから。
It could literally just make it that the youngest member of all the astronomy clubs becomes Merope. So strictly speaking, the name Merope didn't exactly refer to Corona. But everyone in the Six Stars Club had adored Corona as Merope.
兄の気持ちは嬉しいけど、コロナだっていつまでも子供じゃないから、春からはちゃんと大下駄のコロナになるよ。
偉いわね。将来頼もしいわ。明光学院を背負って立つ期待のスーパールーキーですから。
Both of them were flattering Corona and making her blush. They were polite, but they were honestly welcoming her in and expecting greatness from her. Both of them, she was the new member that they'd been waiting for.
さあ、お茶とお菓子をどうぞ。
Corona innocently enjoyed her food. I swear to God, I want to rip off my nose. There wasn't a huge amount of food, but perhaps enough to call it a tea party.
吉岡も見ていないで食べなさい。さあ、
Whoops.
ありがとうございます。
Being served by Orihime, Honoka seemed a little uneasy.
空見くんもどうぞ。
Thank you. She gave me a refill of tea. Orihime kept adding to our plates as we ate.
あれ？なんだかおかしい。アキ兄と姫ちゃんって付き合ってるんだよね。呼び方変わったってコロナ聞いてるんだけど。
可愛い後輩の前で公私混同するわけにはいかないでしょ。
Konada looked honestly
むつら
disappointed.
星の会では以前のように空見くんと呼びますので、普段はアキトくんと呼んでいるんですけどね。
聞きたいなぁ。ダメ？
ダメというわけではないけれど、
姫ちゃんお願い。
しょうがないわね。メローペは甘えん坊なんだから。
Orihime was completely under Korona's little sister spell. Pretty much anything was okay if Konada was asking for it.
改めて呼ぶとなると照れるわね。
I know what you
で
mean.
は呼ぶわよ。
She took a deep breath. Suddenly she brought her face close to mine.
アキトくん。
She whispered in a sweet voice. It was kind of a suggestive way of saying Octo when she was supposed to only say my name.
姫ちゃん、今のちょっとエッチいよ。
何か変だったかしら。完全に恋人モード入ってましたよ。
Like, I really just want Konada just like, he's popping a boner now.
でもアキトくんっ って呼ぶということは、つまり恋人に対する呼び方であるわけで。
She just wanted you to say it normally.
さすがにコロナさんには刺激が強すぎます。
It was probably a bit too much simulation for Octo as well. Orihime dug her own grave with that mistake.
もういい。お家帰る。
Why does she remind me of Ayachi? I wanna go home. Like, I distinctly remember Ochikairu being something that Ayachi said quite frequently. Same with the I want to die, like right at the beginning of this part. The goddamn play bar is like should be like over there. I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess that the play bar currently right down here should be around. Let's say here. Either here or here. Please don't fucking tell me that's all that it's all the way over fucking there. If it's all the way over fucking there, I'm going to absolutely just end my life. Because that would mean that I have lost the last bit of self-control I have. Which isn't good. Actually, that's it. It's either... you know what? It's either here, here, or here. Let's say it like that. Anyways. Come on, don't be like that. There. It was refreshing to see Orihime act like a child. I also tended to spoil Korona as well.
いいなぁ。コロナもアキ兄になでなでしてもらいたい。
では代わりに私が撫でてあげます。
It's not the same.
可愛い後輩ですからね。
Whoops.
ほのほのの甘やかしもなかなか。
I guess she was used to being spoiled, so used to being spoiled that she could grade people on how much they pampered her. Oh, that's right, Korona. It's still okay now, but once you get into Meiko, you need to call Honoka president.
わかってる。上級生にほのほのって呼ぶのは失礼だもんね。
偉いですね。コロナさんは私のことはこれまで通り姫ちゃんで構いませんわ。むしろそう呼んでください。本人がそう言っているんです姫ちゃんを続けてあげてください。
Sorry for those two sneezes. As usual, Honoka was quick to side with Orihime. She had probably gone along with Yoshi for so long because Orihime had liked it
と
too.
ころでコロナさん、ご両親の許可は取れたのですか？
She needed permission to go on the club trip next week. Korona was a full-fledged member of the Six Stars Club, and it was agreed that we wanted everyone to go on the trip.
コロナも卒業式終わった後だし、お母さんも行っていいって言ってくれたんだけど。
何か問題でもあったの？
Seems like Korona's mom is worried about Korona being alone, so she said Korona can only go if her brother comes too. It was the problem like this that I had come to the meet. It was for problems like this that I had come to the meeting. It wouldn't be good to just show up just because my girlfriend was
お
here.
兄さんは何とおっしゃっているの？
めんどくせえって。
It would be a bother for him to go and watch over his sister. I think I have a way to get him to join us.
しぶしぶですか。ジンナさんも来るといえば喜んで参加してくれると思ったのですが、どうしてそこでジンナさんの名前が出てくるのかしら。
うちのお兄ちゃん、なるちゃんのこと狙ってるみたいだから。
狙ってる？草壁くんが？ご自分の恋路に夢中になるのは結構ですが、もう少し周りのことも見ていただかないと。初耳でしたわ。
I was pretty sure that everybody except Orihime had noticed. But as far as Naruto was concerned, she seemed to have no interest in Takeichi. I mean, that was why Orihime had
どう
noticed.
しましょう。そんな事情があるのなら気を使ってしまいますわね。
いいよ、お兄ちゃんのことは放っておけば。
ジンナさんはしっかりしてますから大丈夫かと。
I'll keep watch on him, so don't worry about it. So don't you worry,
分
Orihime.
かったわ。そういうことなら私も気に留めないことにします。
Takeichi would be Korona's guardian and bag carrier. that's what their parents wanted, I'm sure they'd pay for expenses as
こ
well.
れでメローペも大手を振って合宿旅行に参加できますわね。ようやく参加人数が確定できます。
Honoka, the organizer of this trip, sighed with relief. She had a lot to do, like reserving accommodations, getting transportation ready, and confirm who was going. And with that, the planning was going smoothly.
It
was time for Corona to leave before it got dark. Are you going to be okay? Want me to take you home? No, I think someone had better go with you. It'll be pitch black when you get home. It got dark in an instant in winter. It will be completely dark within 30 minutes.
彼女をお願いできるかしら。待ってください。コロナさんは私が送ります。
Honoka was already wearing her coat as she said that.
コロナさんのお宅に行って保護者の方にご挨拶してきます。
Still a little secret between you two. Just kidding.
責任者の私が顔を見せて直接話をすればご両親の心配も軽減されると思いますので。なるほどね。いいところに気がついたわ。これでも新生むつら星の2代目会長ですから。
Orihime was graduating soon, and Honoka didn't want to be seen as an unreliable president. Orihime had trained Honoka well.
それでは行ってまいります。空見くん、白鳥元会長をよろしく頼みます。
My nose is acting up so much. Konoda left with one last good farewell. What? Goodbye or farewell. Choose one. Don't go for fucking both. They both left the club room together, leaving Orihime and me alone. Honoka's grown quite sophisticated. Can't think of her as the same age as me.
そうね。アキトくんもしっかりしていると思うけど、吉岡も頼もしくなったわ。
Can't imagine she's the same girl who was freaking out when she was appointed the president of the Six Stars Club.
ようやく間に合ったということかしらね。
Rima's graduation was just around the corner. She had worked hard up until now, doing everything she could to get Honoka ready.
コロナさんという後輩もできることだし、私が心配することはもう何もないわ。
She was fine. She had done everything she wanted to. That was what she was trying to tell me, but her face was full of sadness. Orihime? I held her as I said her name. It's okay to admit that she's sad.
寂しい。
It was a whimper that she wouldn't show anyone else. Maybe to Honoka once upon a time, but she wouldn't show weakness anymore now. Couldn't show. Honoka didn't do anything wrong.
でもちょっと釣れないわよ。もっと私に甘えてくれてもよかったのに。
Orihime had always been the one being nice to Honoka. At least that is how Orihime saw it. But I could see the truth. Honoka was now the one being nice to Orihime. She has been a cute junior member to you, though.
可愛くなんてないわ。コロナさんみたいな妹が良かった。可愛くないんだから。本当に。
She's really sulking. She started to lean more weight on me. I had my arm around her shoulder as I supported her
可
weight.
愛くなかったらよかったのに。吉岡もバカ。
Orihime was trying to deny her feelings, but she couldn't hold them back. The pain of leaving her club members behind was burning in her like a fire. Honoka's been working hard so you wouldn't worry.
分かっているわ、それくらい。あの子は白鳥織姫のたった一人の後輩なんだから。
The more she thought about it, the harder it got. Orihime started crying silently. I know she was trying to hide her crying from me, but I just wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. I didn't see a thing. I just stood there with Orihime as she cried. It was the only thing a boyfriend could do. Is it time yet? I kept looking at my phone to check. Both Orihime and Honoka were coming to my clubroom today. It took time for them to arrive. I got a message that they were on the bus. I timed it so that I would be here when they arrived.
バス停に着きましたわ。
I finally got the arrival message from
さ
Orihime.
やさんもご一緒です。偶然会いましたの。
So I was with them, huh? It had been a while since I'd seen her. The chance of meeting her had dramatically dropped ever since I had started dating Orihime. Sorry about that, let me help you.
私も合宿参加するんだし、気にしないで。
People who came today were Orihime, Honoka, and Saya.
空見くん、リスト拝見しました。確認作業に入りますね。
I just noticed the time. I think we're gonna be able to end it this episode. Alright? Can we? You know what? I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna end the part here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye-bye. Not using the shortcut. That fucks up the game. See ya.